Football's so stupid. It's like every time I'm like, oh, it's going to be different. No, everything's going to change. The Bears are the Bears and the Packers are the Packers. And for the rest of history, it will be the Packers beating the Bears. And there's nothing I can do about it. And there's no reason for me to even watch sports anymore. On today's Pardon My Take, it is week 1 of the NFL season. It's great to be back. We're going to talk about every single game. You're going to get Sad Boy Big Cat. You're going to get Sad Boy Hank. Victory Monday for PFT, for Jake, for Max. We're going to break it all down. We're going to do Who's Back of the Week. And, of course, we're going to start it with fastest 2 minutes because we are back in football season, and we are brought to you by our friends at Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. It's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drop can be found on the seats you thought you would never buy. They'll even credit you 110% of the seat price if you can find a better deal elsewhere. Game Time hooked us up. We were in Tuscaloosa over the weekend. A bunch of people use Game Time to get into the game, to see Texas back. You can do it for everything. Football, concerts, baseball playoffs coming up, everything on Game Time. You can also get limited time discounts with exclusive flash deals. You just swipe that flash deal. I used it for the Cubs game last week. The purchase process takes just 2 taps in 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle. Enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website. Enter your email. Redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Monday, September 11th, and it is week 1. What?
Bumble. Some spread.
They're not gonna get him. We start in the Steel City, where the 49ers pulled up their pants and said, fuck SAG, as they destroyed the line and the picket. Nick Bosa, fresh off his MAGA contract, could be seen on the sidelines yelling, let's go, Brandon, as Ayuk scored twice in the first half. Barack Obama Purdy was gay, as in happy, after beating the Steelers 30-7.
Down to Atlanta, where Anne Frank Reich back at it again, being beat by men in black and red uniforms. Pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon? As Bijan Mustard Robinson put some sauce on it and hot-dogged his way into the end zone as the defense couldn't catch up, and he'll relish his first professional score as the D looked like buns. Falcons 24, the Panthers 10.
That was punny boom. To the Great White North, where Kirk Cousins seemed like Phillip Rivers when he was looking to add a son, as he hooked up with Jordan for a deep score in the first half. Trey Ballmer had the Vikings defense looking micro-soft, as the Bucs are clearly developers of talent. Justin Jefferson could be seen pouting on the sideline after the loss as he stared at a tablet listing all the guaranteed money Kirk Cousins has made in his career. Some spread. Bucs 20, Vikings 17.
We head over to Round John, Maryland, where Jack Del Rio was seen defending the nation's capital after a peaceful transfer of power from Dan Snyder to Josh Kamala Harris, turning to former Redskins coach saying, "We did it, Joe Gibbs." The Cardinals defense shit themselves and had a howl movement when Sam scored the game-winning touchdown. Josh Dobbs committed a costly fumble as Bald Don't Lie, committing a Cardinal sin and losing the football game. Commanders 20. The Cardinals, 16.
In Indianapolis, where Trevor Lawrence said nothing comes between me and my Calvin, as the Whitey played against Tighty, as they briefly looked like they were going to drop one against the Colts when Buckner scooped up the ball like it was a pint of Jenny's ice cream, and the entire stadium screamed, "Run, DeForest, run!" Unfortunately, Jenny had AIDS and the Colts lost. Jaguars 31, Colts 21.
They sending me to Vietnam.
Jenny,
It's just all over the country.
she had AIDS.
Those must be comfortable shoes.
We have a special guest, Boomers, from both sides of the Patriots-Eagles game. First up, Hank.
What? We go over to New England, where before the game, Patriots Nation were treated to a tribute to Tom Terrific Brady, 7-time Super Bowl winner and fellow attendee of The Catch. The game started less than terrific for New England as Darius Slaybish caught a wet tip ball and took it 70 yards to the house for a touchdown. Hunter Henry Lockwood looked like a sex icon and certified stud, putting the Pats on the board with a second quarter touchdown. Kendrick, holy shit, that's Jason Bourne, caught 2 touchdowns, and in the fourth quarter, Jalen Squirts let the ball leak out of his hands for a fumble. Then Nick I of Sauronani could see the right decision and decided to go for it on a 4th down, giving the Patriots a chance to catch a win for Tom TB12, but they couldn't do it and came up short. Eagles win 25-20.
That was great.
Only a couple misreads, Boom.
Great job, Boom.
We head back to Foxborough, where Buccaneers legend Tom Brady got to watch Whack Jones take on the Eagles. Ezekiel Smelliot started off his Patriots career numbing his way to an early fumble that put the Birds up big. After a heroic comeback, newly single Bill Belichick was looking for some booty, but got left hanging with 1 foot in the air. Eagles 25, Patriots 20.
Good job, Boom.
Nice job, Boom.
Good job, Booms, all around.
We head out to LA where Vic OnlyFangios didn't get any pics. You have to pay extra for those. But just like the rest of the internet, he'll show you all the free D you can handle. Tyreek Hill is the most dangerous guy with a geographical name since Cliff Huxtable. It was the battle in Los Angeles as Kellen in the name of Moore said, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me." But the Chargers lost, 36-34.
In the Windy City, where just steps away from Lincoln Park, I put my just in you. Fields pushed as far as he could go, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. And like Lincoln Park, fans have become so numb and wish they could just DJ more. Packers 38, Bears 20. Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. It's Tennessee, my lord, putting points on the board, kicking meaningless late FGs. Come on, Ryan, you got us crying. Anyone who ever said you were elite was bold-faced lying. It's week 1 for all of us. Saints go marching, 16-15.
Weird score, Boom.
And that was week 1 in the books, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partners of the Pardon My Take family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you, with exclusive Multimatic DSS-V dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views. The Chevy Silverado ZR2 and Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head to Chevy.com right now. Check out Chevy Silverado, the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. We are Chevy Silverado people. You should be the same. It is football season. It is tailgating season, and the Chevy Silverado family has all the trucks for you. So head over right now to Chevy.com. Check out Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. Okay, week 1 in the books, minus a great Monday night game, which we will get to later. We have a lot to talk about.
We do.
People are expecting a very sad me.
I love
will.
football.
I will be
just wanna
sad
start
at
off
the end.
by
Yeah.
saying I do love football, and it's so good to have you back, football.
I love football as well. I will get to being sad, and so will Hank. But we have to talk about every game because that's what we do on Sunday nights for the Monday show. And I was thinking about ordering the games, PFT. And the biggest win in the early games, because we always go chronological order, Washington Commanders 20, Arizona Cardinals 16.
I love that. Thank you, Big Cat. Everyone
Yes.
was talking about the Commanders and the Cardinals
Yes.
game today. It was circled. It should have been the national game. People were very upset that it wasn't. But yeah, we're 1-0. I get a lot of people being like, "Hey, PFT, you guys beat the Cardinals. Why are you celebrating? You beat the Cardinals. They're trying to tank. Congratulations on being a tanking team." We won. We're 1-0.
You're
We're
1-0, and your owner showed that he can give a handshake. He was
shaking
handshaking everyone's
all
hand.
the hands. He was stunting on all the haters. He was walking up and down the aisle, shaking every hand that he saw.
He looked like someone in his PR team was like, "Hey, you know what happened with Joe Buck? Week 1, home game. Let's get you pounding some flesh." He looked like he was at the Iowa caucus, just shaking everyone in the stadium's hands, being like, "Look at left hand, right hand." He was doing it all.
Left hand is strictly for being up. Right hand is the handshake hand for him. I was on Box Watch. I'm on Box Watch all year with Josh Harris because he's got a lot of dudes in his box.
Yes.
He had Joel Embiid in his box, which is interesting.
Was Jimmy Butler in his box?
Jimmy Butler was not in his box.
Got it.
But KD was in his box.
Michael Rubin in his box?
Maybe KD telling Jimmy Butler, "Hey, here's how you force your way out of town if you're interested in leaving." I thought that was an interesting conversation that probably happened. Alex Ovechkin was in his box.
Nice.
Sonny Jurgensen was in his box.
Nice.
Magic Johnson was in his box. He should probably get tested.
Careful.
The D is legit. The D is legit in DC. So
legit.
We have an awesome defense. I'm not going to apologize again for beating the Cardinals. Our defensive line is fucking awesome. We're probably amongst the best in the league. I would put us right up there with the New York Jets as having the best defensive line.
Without Chase Young.
Without Chase Young. Well, Chase Young is at his most impactful when he's on the sidelines. And he's wearing those shorts that are all hiked up.
He's got a towel around his neck.
He's got like a 50-year-old gym teacher hike going on with his shorts, and he just looks jacked up and intimidating on the sidelines. He's a great teammate from the sidelines. But, I mean, I do think that the defense is better without Chase Young to a certain extent. Because when you're taking into account salary, who would you pay? Montez Sweat, who's fucking awesome and always plays, or Chase Young, who never plays?
Yeah, it's a good question.
You're probably going to pay Montez Sweat. So, I think the defense is legit. Sam Howell did enough. Sam Howell, he played just good enough to not lose. And I think if he can be average, if Sam can stay average, we should win like 9, 10, maybe 11 games this year. So
the game got hairy when Sam Howell did a Carson Wentz spin in the shadow of the end zone, which was not the most opportune time to be like, I'm going to get out of this pass rush. Watch me do this sick spin move. But yeah, he had moments. He flashed. But yeah, the defense is what you guys are going to rest your hat on all year. The second half, the Commanders held the Cardinals to 3 points and 93 yards.
Yeah, it was sick.
Pretty dominating performance.
And to ice the game, or one of the last plays of the game, Jonathan Allen sacked Josh Dobbs with his ass, just like backed his ass right into him. Knocked him down. There's a big ass that's hitting you if you're Josh Dobbs. The defense for the Arizona Cardinals looked like they were pissed off that they're in tanking mode. The defense,
Jonathan Gannon. Should we apologize? Because I think Jonathan Gannon, because of the pew, pew, pew electric shots, we think like he's an offensive coach. He's a defensive coach, obviously. Yeah. That defense was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, the defense was good, but they were also playing really pissed off. They were doing like late hits and going after Sam Howell's head a little bit. My favorite move, by the way, when a defensive player like hits a sliding quarterback in the head, sometimes they'll pretend to be injured too for a second, so that they're like, "Hey, you don't penalize me. God's already penalizing me for I'm dealing with karma right now for that hit, and I'm hurt too. So please don't throw the flag."
It's a 2-car crash.
Yeah, the play of the game was by the official in the first half when Sam Howell was scrambling to the sidelines. He gets lit up going out of bounds, knocks the ref over. The ref had to go out of the game, but the ref hits his arm. He's got blood all over his hand. He's laying flat on his ass. And then he just sits up and immediately throws a flag.
He was the Undertaker.
It was the Undertaker
gif.
In real life. He did it and then did his job and then called for the cart to come over and take him off the field. So that dude's awesome. He rocks. But it was like I was watching Sam Howell play today, and he was playing at the same time as Brock Purdy. And I think it's Desmond Ridder too. The 3 lowest paid starting quarterbacks in the NFL all won today. The highest paid quarterbacks,
6 out of the 8 of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL lost today. Should we defund the quarterbacks?
That's a good question.
Defund the QBs. Many people are asking.
Now, 2 out of 3 of those guys played against bottom teams, but that's
true.
because the Panthers
listen,
and the Cardinals.
Big Cat, I'm cherry picking a stat to try to form a narrative.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like it's better to not have a really good high paid wide receiver.
Yes, exactly.
No team has ever won a Super Bowl with a high paid wide receiver.
You should just draft a quarterback with the last pick of the draft every year, and then he's going to be the lowest paid guy on your team, and then you can win a Super Bowl.
I mean, there is something to be said. We're kind of going, every year. It's like, how do you build a team through the trenches? We found with the running back, obviously, that was a whole story. Now, Brock Purdy and Sam Howell. I wouldn't put Brock Purdy and Sam Howell in the same spot. You did have a moment where you're like, Brock Purdy's the guy I want everyone to know.
I said put the word out there.
Yeah, and then he had
Sam Howell's legit.
or Sam Howell's the guy, and then he had a couple plays that were like, oh, geez. But maybe we're just slowly, the cliche of build through the trenches. We're gonna defund every position, but edge rushers and left tackles.
I was going to say defund the QBs, pay your defensive ends, pay a left tackle, and then pay a tight end.
Yeah.
And if you have a game changer at those positions, then you're gonna be good.
Yeah, you're good. But I knew the Cardinals were in trouble when the game flipped on and Matt Prater in his all reds with his little belly untucked jersey was kicking off. That's a tough look. The red is tough if you're a fat guy.
Yeah, they had an offensive lineman that had a little belly overhang there. It looked like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah,
those are some nasty uniforms the Cardinals wore today.
Yeah, you can't do. I feel like the color rush on a non-Thursday night it just doesn't really play.
I have a question for you, Big Cat. Do you think that Dan Snyder watched this game?
No.
He's on a yacht in Malaysia, so I don't know what the time difference is going to be there, but I hope that he watched it.
If he watched it, he was rooting for the Cardinals.
Oh, for sure. 100%. He was rooting for the Cardinals, and he was watching it. You know what? He probably did this move. If he watched it, he would see like all the superstars that were there, how excited the stadium was, and he'd probably be like, just wait, Josh. They'll turn on you too, just like they turned on me for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, you think the half price hot dogs will get you? Yeah. I actually think Dan Snyder might be watching the NFL, not even rooting against the Commanders. He's just rooting for like more DeMar Hamlin situations or concussions to just end football.
Yes, he's rooting
he hates everyone in football. He wants football to end.
He's rooting for the complete and utter demise of the league. He's probably going to go around to like youth football camps passing out flyers about how football is dangerous for your son's health.
Yeah, he's just like
you shouldn't let him do this. You should let it's a very dangerous sport.
Yeah, did you see that Will Smith movie?
Yeah.
People are talking about it.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Okay, so good win for the Commanders. Congratulations to you.
Actually, my player of the game on offense goes to Tress Way.
Yeah.
The punter and the holder. He had 2 great holds today. And when you see that happen in a game, you realize that being a holder is probably a very, very difficult job.
It's all pressure.
It comes back so fast and it bounces off the ground sometimes. You have to reach up and then you have to spin it and put it down in the exact spot. I feel like that's one of the small things in football that we take for granted when we watch it on TV. But
it's split second.
Tony Romo sucked as a holder.
Yeah. That iconic moment. The ball was shiny.
It was it wasn't the right ball,
slippery.
right?
It was slippery. Okay, so next game, Browns 24, Bengals 3. I'll lead off with Jamar Chase's quote. After the game, he said, "I'm just frustrated because I called them fucking elves and we just lost to some elves." So he had a lot of choice words for the city of Cleveland and the franchise of Cleveland before this game. And then the Bengals got absolutely worst game of Joe Burrow's career, which sucks because it happened right after he got $217 million guaranteed. Or maybe it's good because it's like, what if he just had to get the money and then he's like, haha, joke's on you guys.
Listen, if you gave me that much money, you'd be lucky if I showed up.
That's true.
You'd be lucky if I was alive in 3 days.
Yes. So it was a really, really bad game for the Bengals.
Yep.
And I do there's times when I feel smart. Most of the time I don't because I am a terrible gambler. But I said on the show on Friday, if you watch the Bengals last year, week 1, when Joe Burrow missed the majority of preseason, he had 4 interceptions against a bad Steelers team. I think they're going to struggle again today. And they struggled very, very, that was a hard game to watch.
It was ugly. It was very ugly. What do you think Jamar Chase meant when he said Cleveland is a city of elves?
I don't know.
I think it's the logo.
I think it's the logo.
It's Brownie the elf at midfield, but what does he mean, a city of elves?
I don't know. He also said Jamar Chase, Myles Garrett after the game, talking to Florio, said that Jamar Chase was talking shit and said that Cleveland is Cleveland. which it is.
Fact.
That is a fact. And that it was a mistake because it upset Myles Garrett. And Garrett said, they'll say Cleveland is Cleveland, but we're going to make that a great thing instead of what they're trying to make it out to be.
So it sounds like Myles Garrett is hearing Cleveland is Cleveland and thinking negative things about it.
Right. It's actually Myles Garrett's mind in the gutter.
Mind. Yeah.
Right.
Like Jamar Chase might have been complimenting them.
He might have also just been like, if you're looking for Cleveland on the map, look for the thing that says Cleveland.
Well, there is some truth to that. In the past, I haven't really believed when people are like, some cities are just loser cities, and you can say like the Browns are the Browns. To a certain extent, that's sometimes true.
Yes.
There's a reason why certain cities are very good sports towns.
We'll get to the Bears, Packers.
We'll get to a couple
Yes.
later, but
Yes.
there was the one lineman from the Browns after the game was over tried to get into the fan suite to drink beers with them. They wouldn't let him in.
Oh, I love it.
He was pounding on the glass, being like, "Let me in, let me in," and they're like, "Oh, no, sorry, you can't come in here." He said they had a no white tees rule, so they wouldn't let him in.
Oh, okay.
I'm very much looking forward to the Browns next week, though. In Pittsburgh, I think they're going to wear their all white uniforms.
Ooh. I mean, this game was the rain
Are they-
sucked.
are they
They are. Oh, you have it confirmed?
Dude wipes.
Oh, dude wipes. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
This game, the rain obviously factored into it because it looked miserable there. But Deshaun Watson wasn't like I think the ball was tipped on his one interception. But like Deshaun Watson and Joe Burrow played in the same conditions.
He gets
Joe
a lot
Burrow,
of tip balls, though.
yeah, he does. Joe Burrow it was the worst game of his career.
Yeah,
It was
it was bad.
he had 82 yards passing. It was the
Browns defense was really good,
Jim
though.
Schwartz in the Browns defense is the story of this game
because he had 82 passing yards, but they also only had 75 rushing yards.
right, they just shut him down. They looked, and it was even like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who always win those one-on-one battles, were not able to win those one-on-one battles. And Jim Schwartz he was probably all nipped out because it's a little chilly. But the Browns, outside of losing Jack Conklin, which is pretty significant, looked like they might have kind of figured something out on defense. And Deshaun Watson, not Texans Deshaun Watson, but better than last year's Browns Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he looked pretty good today. I'll
Right,
say he looked pretty good at times today. Real X factor though was Dr. Heat was in the crowd.
Oh.
Dr. Heat was slamming some brewskis pregame.
What was he doing?
in the Muni lot? Probably
I
just
love
yelling blitz,
Yeah.
blitz.
Zero blitz.
Send
Zero
the safety.
blitz. Zero blitz. So Joe Burrow, I hate to go because I'm going to say something positive about the Bengals, but he had 31 pass attempts, 82 yards. That's the third fewest yards with 30 plus passing attempts since at least 1950. So again, it was a very bad day. They had 10 punts. It felt like they were just constantly punting, never even close to the end zone. But here's the positive. Like I said on Friday, the Bengals started slow last year. They started 0-2 because remember they went to the Cowboys week 2 and lost that game as well. They then won, including the playoffs up until the AFC Championship game. They went 14-2. So I fully expect the Bengals to be there at the end of the year. It's just I also expected this to be a slow start for them, and they played about as bad as you can play.
And if you're the Bengals and you were to be told before the season started, you're going to split the season series with the Browns, you'd probably take that. So
because they can't.
You have your chance at
get
home.
Killed by the Browns.
They can't beat the Browns except for that one game last year, but
which was in Cincinnati, right?
yes, I think so.
Because I don't think Joe Burrow's ever won in Cleveland.
No.
So it's the Browns kind of have their number.
Yeah, and Nick Chubb was awesome today. He had 18 carries, 106 yards.
That was a game built for Nick Chubb.
Still doesn't wear gloves in the rain.
Crazy.
Which is nuts. It feels better. He likes that skin-on-skin contact.
Yeah.
That's how football is meant to be played.
Yes.
But yeah, Nick Chubb, another great game for him. He's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, he's not trying to fuck in a raincoat.
He's not.
No.
Take a shower in a raincoat.
Shower
Yeah.
in a raincoat or fucking a raincoat.
That would be weird. Actually, that might be kind of hot.
Well, if I could wear it over my torso,
Yeah.
I'd probably look better.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
wrap
like a moo-moo.
Yeah, wrap it around your like a giant sash.
Yeah, you don't see my gut. Okay, so I'm high on if we're going arrows pointing, I'm high on the Browns after 1 week, which I know it's overreaction, and I'm not changing my opinion on the Bengals. I think they're one of the best teams.
You
in
got the
AFC.
sideways arrow.
It's completely
The
sideways.
Hillary Clinton, I'm with her arrow.
Expected a stinker. They delivered a stinker.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens next week.
Yeah, the Browns look good. Kevin Stefanski, run the damn ball, man.
Run the damn ball and have Jim Schwartz play some defense.
Run the
for you.
damn ball and let those diamond cutters come out from Jim.
Yeah, let them nip it out. Okay,
Smuggling some raisins.
next game, 49ers, Steelers. This was an absolute pasting.
It was an ass kicking.
It was an ass kicking through and through. From the get-go, the Steelers didn't have their first down until 1:16 in the second quarter. And the 49ers, Brock Purdy looks healthy, and it's so fucking ridiculous how good their roster is, because when people talk about the 49ers, they talk about Christian McCaffrey, they talk about Deebo Samuel, they talk about our friend Greg Kittle. Brandon Ayuk, who's a first-round draft pick, was unguardable today. 2 touchdowns, completely unguardable. It's just, and then on the defensive side, you watch the 49ers play defense, and when they're humming, they are so violent and so fast. Everything, like every hole is completely stuffed in a second. They're flying around. It just was a nice reminder, like, oh yeah, the 49ers, when they have a quarterback who has an arm, and I'm talking about literally an arm, because Brock Purdy didn't have one in the NFC Championship game, they're the best roster in pro football.
Yeah. And I'm upgrading my Brock Purdy take from not just being good on the 49ers to just being a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he'd be okay on any team. He wouldn't be as good, obviously, as he is on the Niners, because he fits that system perfectly, and it's a very quarterback-friendly system. But I think he's just a good quarterback. He was making some
moves,
improvisational moves that he was making.
He does a good job squaring his shoulders while moving.
He keeps his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage at all times.
And he also had an incredible fumble recovery behind the back after TJ Watt, who was a monster this game. He was like the lone bright spot for the Steelers. Absolutely manhandled him. So credit to him for that.
I don't know how he kept his hands on that.
Yeah.
That was nuts. He wrapped his arms behind his back. TJ Watt was trying to grab it from him and couldn't get it out of the small of his back, pretty much. I was talking to Jersey Jerry after the game because he was dismayed by what happened. He's pretty much given up on the entire season. But we were talking about some consolation stats. Like when your team loses, you want to find one guy when you could look at his stat line and see a bright spot and just look at the numbers that he put up.
Yeah.
And with this one, it's TJ Watt. If you're a Steelers fan, you can just open up the stat sheet tomorrow morning instead of reading the full recaps and just be like, yeah, there's a nice 3 right there next to TJ Watt's name. That makes me feel better as
on pace.
As a fan. He's on pace. What's 3 times 17?
You got this, Hank.
Come on.
You got this, Hank.
51.
51 sacks.
Is that true?
Yes.
34 plus 17 is...
Yes,
51.
He's right. Yeah, he's
Let's
right.
go. He's
you
on
doubted
pace.
him. You doubted Hank.
I did. Hand
you
up.
Doubted Hank.
I did. Left hand up. I did.
You doubted Hank. I
doubted myself.
TJ Watt. Look.
That was the most impressive thing I've ever seen Hank do.
Yeah. On the fly.
I'm 17 football math. Two things I got.
That was the worst home loss in the Mike Tomlin era, which is crazy. Just shows how consistently good they are. But similar to... It's a little different than the Bengals being like the Bengals are going to be fine and they're going to be there. I don't really downgrade the Steelers for this. I think the Steelers are kind of just a middle of the pack team, and they played one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah, the Steelers, a lot of people in Pittsburgh had some hope, but I don't really understand what they did with their offense in the offseason. It's like they're doing the same stuff they did all last year. They've tried nothing, and they're all out of ideas. And they've got Najee running the same 1-yard pass reception routes where he's running out into the backfield, catching a ball, getting tackled because he doesn't look that fast anymore. They're throwing the ball to the outside 5 times a game to George Pickens, where he'll make a spectacular catch that's 1.5 yards out of bounds.
Right.
And then that's kind of their offense right now, and it's very tough to watch. I went back and I looked at the stats, though. I know, Jake, you had, what was your nerd stat? Your
nerd nugget?
It was the first time in how many years that they've opened the season?
2014, first time at home for the Steelers.
So I looked at their home openers just in general, and they've lost 5 out of 6 of their last home openers. And the one home opener that they won was in 2020 when there were no fans there. So it's kind of weird. The Steelers usually get off to a rough start at home, but I don't see anything about this team that makes me think you know what, they'll figure it out. They'll piece together the offense by week 3.
Yeah. But again, that's just a really tough team to play week 1.
Yeah. Well, according to Skip Bayless, who said if the Super Bowl were today, the 49ers would win it easily.
Ooh.
I don't know. The Dallas Cowboys might have something to say about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that game later, but yeah, that's true. Dallas Cowboys look pretty damn good. I still think the Steelers will be a decent team. They just played a really fucking good team.
I think they'll be 7-10.
Yeah, but it's Mike Tomlin, so they'll correct that to 9-8.
9-8,
because they'll find a way.
I did notice that Kenny Pickett and Nick Bosa, they both got weird big helmets now.
Yeah, his helmet's too big.
Do you-
Kenny, your helmet's too big. We love you. There'll be better days than today, but your helmet is too big.
Do you think that if you don't play an important position like quarterback or defensive end, and you're like a third string middle linebacker that doesn't get in the game, and you ask for one of the good helmets that protects your brain, do you think they give it to you?
They probably only have a couple. 'Cause
Yeah.
it feels like that's a science helmet.
You got to ration that out.
Yeah, right. Like that. That's
Like we
one
want
of
you
those,
to be safe, but also you didn't really get any stats last year. So how safe do we really need you?
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they figured out a way to make an anti-concussion helmet, but it's like a B-2 bomber where it costs like $6 billion, so they can only give it to one guy.
Yeah, stealth.
Yeah, right.
Or what they should do, they should make the helmets. They probably do actually do this. They make like fake helmets that look like the good ones that offer no protection whatsoever, and then they'll give it to like a bad player. Be like, here you go. We're keeping you safe and sound. Top
Yeah.
of the line.
Yeah, don't worry. Just run your head into this
You'll
wall.
be great in this one.
You'll be totally fine. Okay, thank God Hank tried to torture me by watching the end of this Giants-Cowboys game. I did a line in the sand under on it because of Tom Fornelli. Sunday night unders, that's his play, and I almost lost it by the dumbest game ever. We'll get to the Cowboys-Giants later, but it feels good to win one. It feels good to win one, boys.
Congrats.
It feels good to win one. Okay, next game. Bucks-Vikings. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. What about Kirk?
We're already here. All right, let's say this.
He had a bad interception today. A very bad
Interception. Doesn't really have a run game to work with. And he also was under pressure all day. This is the new part of my take where we try to say nice things about Kirk Cousins. Also, Adam Schefter did tweet about how I think this is the 8th consecutive year that he took all his money guaranteed.
Good for
He's
him.
made like $230 million. So good for Kirk. That's a lot of sweaters from Target. But yeah, the Vikings, this was actually, if you're a Vikings fan, this was probably the worst way to start out the season because everyone has been saying you went through last year, which was, a great ride at moments during the regular season, then obviously fell apart in the playoffs. And everyone's like, hey, you can't win. This is unsustainable. You can't win all these close games. And then all offseason, everyone's like, they're going to regress to the mean because you can't win all these close games. And what they do, they lost a close game to start the season.
Yeah. People are going to point at that for sure. I think that this was, I'm looking more at Baker in this game than I'm at Kirk. Because
3-1 is on new teams.
Yeah, because Baker, I feel like
his first start.
I feel like his teammates love him.
Yeah.
The way that he was playing today, he was like lowering his shoulder, trying to run people over, which is going to be great until he injures that shoulder again, and then he'll be out for a while. But
and he
in
had
the
a slow
meantime,
start, and then he kind of picked it up.
In the meantime, I feel like Baker would be a guy that you would like playing with.
Yes.
You'd be like, this guy is willing to put his body on the line, and he's obviously like, he cares.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield obviously cares about being a good quarterback.
So it's Browns, Rams, Bucks. All his debut with all three of those teams he won, and then Matt Rule was the only one who couldn't get that Baker
Couldn't
magic.
squeeze it. He looked weird in the Panthers uniform.
He did.
Everybody looks
And it was
kind of weird in a
against the
Panthers
Browns.
uniform, though.
Yeah. But yeah, the Bucks defense looked very good. I mean, they were all up in Kirk Cousins' face all game, and yeah, I feel like the Bucks might have been one of those teams that like they felt a little disrespected because everyone's like, oh, they're gonna suck. And they came out and proved that, hey, we're like, we can win the NFC South. Why not?
Yeah, I feel like Baker was the best quarterback that nobody wanted this offseason.
I'd agree.
Like I think people threw him under the bus way too soon. They put him on the junk heap too soon.
Yes.
I don't think he's going to be like a top 5, top 10 quarterback, but I think he could be a good quarterback.
With that defense and then Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, like they absolutely can win the NFC South, and they proved it today. They went into Minnesota, which isn't an easy place to play.
It
They
is
had kickers hitting 57-yarders,
bombs.
which our resident Bucks super fan, Stephen Shea, before the kick was like, he does not have this. He does not have it. Crushed it. So, yeah, the Bucks, like Todd Bowles, good job, Todd Bowles. We still don't know if you're alive, but you won.
They could end up being okay. I could see it. I mean, the division that they play in seems like it could be wide open. So I thought it was kind of weird how everybody was talking about Mike Evans deserves better than this team before they even played a down of football.
Yeah.
That was really strange. It was like they better trade him because this team is going to be the bottom of the barrel.
Also, Mike Evans is he, like 31 or something? He's a Hall of Fame career, and he's won a Super Bowl. It's not one of those situations where he's played on just bad teams for a decade.
Yeah.
And like you got to go find a ring. I think Mike Evans, he wants more money. He deserves more money. So he said he's going to play out his contract. I love whenever they say like starting this date, we're done negotiating.
Do you think Mike Evans? Yeah.
Oh, well, I was going to say, because I know myself, like I would definitely be one of those guys like, all right, starting September 7th, I'm done negotiating with my team. And then like September 9th, when I'm at the hotel before week 1, I'm texting the GM being like, but just maybe like a couple million more, like, could we do it? And I just keep negotiating.
Or if you're a GM, you just go up to Mike Evans and be like, hey, I know that we're done negotiating, but we raised our price $5 million.
Right.
But we can't give it to you. Sorry.
Sorry.
I would.
I'd match.
And then
Yeah.
the Glazers would match, but unfortunately we can't do that at all.
Yeah, Jason Light, if you're listening to this, let Mike Evans know that whatever you were offering him, PFT and I would match that.
But unfortunately, he cut
Done
off
negotiating.
negotiations. I was going to offer Mike Evans $200 million to do a podcast.
I was going to say $400 million.
Yeah, well then you were
we
going to
can't
match my
negotiate.
200.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he won't accept it at this point.
Yeah, I was going to give Mike Evans, Dave, actually, I was with him in Tuscaloosa this weekend, and we were talking about it, and Dave was like, should we just give Barstool to Mike Evans? And I was like, we should, but we can't negotiate.
He won't accept it.
He
right
won't
now.
do it
He
right
already
now.
told
Like
us
we'll
that
have
he
to
won't.
wait. So
Yeah, I was gonna give him Stephen Che as his personal slave.
yeah. So
But unfortunately, it can't take it.
Jake, can you please report that Barstool Sports was willing to be given to Mike Evans, but he's done negotiating? You can report it tomorrow. So
Okay.
it's unfortunate for us.
It is. It's too bad. I really wanted to give the company to him.
Yeah.
Mike Evans probably does want to get paid more just so that he can afford more money to give for Jimbo Fisher's buyout.
Yes.
Just to to
Yes.
seed that fund. That's any Texas A&M player that's in the NFL right now. You should hold out immediately, and everybody get an extra $1 million, put it in a big community pot, and then try to buy out Jimbo Fisher.
Yes. Get it done right now. All right. So yeah, the Bucks. I was impressed by the Bucks. I do have one question. Did you see Justin Jefferson after the game?
Yeah, he was looking like he lost a football game.
I'd agree. It will be made into something more than it is, because I'm not going to do the like Justin Jefferson's upset. He's mad. He went off at the first half, and I think he only had 2 catches in the second half. But yeah, it looked like he lost week 1, and he was pissed that he lost because he's the best or one of the best receivers in the NFL, and he probably, like every great wide receiver, thought he should have had the ball more.
Yeah,
But that's a normal thing. Like, I'm not going to make more out of that than what it is.
So Big Cat, are we losing the diva wide receiver?
Well,
I think that's what
people
we're
are
doing.
trying to
We're
wheel this
grasping.
on Justin
exactly.
Jefferson. Yes.
That's exactly right. Like we were so lucky for such a long time with a great list of just insane wide receivers that we could always be like, look at this diva.
Yes,
like-
T.O., Randy Moss,
Antonio Brown.
Odell. When he, maybe if he gets
I don't
good
think
again.
I don't think he's good enough to be a diva though.
I know.
If he started acting like a diva, they'd just be like, you're an asshole.
Right.
We don't need you.
I know.
But yeah, we do. I feel like there's no true diva number 1 wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, even like Jamar Chase flirting with the whole, like, I called them fucking elves.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't really even make that many headlines.
It just made him sound like he was in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. It made it sound like he lost to a bunch of elves.
Yeah, who would be Jake? Can you try to figure that out for us? Who is
Biggest
the biggest
diva?
diva wide receiver right now?
Oh, man.
Because the NFL take ecosystem desperately needs
But they have to be elite.
a guy that'll like slap his coach in the face.
Oh,
and
I mean,
then,
George Pickens, if he gets good,
yeah,
could be it. He
true.
absolutely is.
He's on diva watch. He's got that diva in him
He's my number 1 pick for next up
in the diva draft.
in the diva draft. But he's not even diva. He's just wired different.
Yeah, I feel like
There's a difference between diva and wired different.
yeah.
Because like
Receivers-
Antonio Brown, Vontaze Burfict wired him different.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was not as diva, and then he became that way.
I think he was always a little bit weird though. You never know.
He was definitely a little bit weird.
but he
yeah.
wasn't like pulling his dick out in a public swimming pool weird.
Correct. That definitely makes it.
Remember when he lived with Tom Brady?
Yeah,
I wonder the shit Tom Brady
that
saw.
was crazy. Yeah. Who do you got, Jake?
I mean, I'm just looking at top receivers in the league. Tyreek, Stephon Diggs.
Tyreek has a couple tendencies.
He did slap like a 7-year-old guy in his face this offseason, so there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's not
Devontae
diva.
Adams,
No.
Debo.
No,
none of them?
definitely
Like,
not.
We need somebody. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cooper. You think Cooper Kupp is a diva?
Oh, that'd be great.
I love that. We do need
Oh, you know who?
DK.
DK.
DK, a little bit of a
DK
diva.
could definitely be a diva.
Diva K Metcalf
Yeah.
is what people are calling him out there.
All right, do us a favor, DK. Just get a little more diva to you.
Yeah.
We'd
Do-
like it.
Do the piss celebration.
Yeah, hold out.
But I
just
agree with you
randomly.
guys. There's no one that really stands out.
It was so fun though when every offseason that would take up like the Dak contract extension portion of the offseason where you spend like 2 weeks talking about math. Instead, you'd have Terrell Owens doing sit-ups in his driveway and like calling Andy Reid a pig.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
Randy Moss, saying straight cash, homie, in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I have one who came back today, Michael Thomas. Definitely
Yeah.
could be in that.
For sure.
He needs to play again, but like all the injury stuff and some of his Twitter, like he definitely could be in there.
He's more of like a ER wide receiver though.
Yeah.
Spends how many weeks do you think he's going to play this year?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's fun seeing him on the field.
Probably
It's like,
5.
oh, I remember Michael Thomas.
Yeah, he had a big catch to start the game. He's
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, five
That
weeks.
sounds good. All right, before we get to the next game, let's take a quick break for a couple ads.
Yeah, before we get back to the games, I want to call attention to all small business owners. If you have 5 to 500 employees, you are a responsible business owner who continued to pay taxes, you employed staff during the pandemic, and Omega Accounting Solutions is a small business champion helping you and your business get back the money you deserve through the CARES Act. Recover the payroll taxes that you overpaid as a refund of up to $26,000 per employee, even if you got the PPP loan. Learn if you're a good candidate in less than 10 minutes with a free consultation. Omega was recently named the #1 best ERC company for getting your ERC funds by Merchant Maverick, their small business comparison and review site. There's still time to find out if you qualify, and you can file your claim. Again, that's up to $26,000 per employee. Call 855-505-DAVE or visit omegataxcredits.com/barstoolsports now. That's 855-505-DAVE or visit omegataxcredits.com/barstoolsports right now. These games are also brought to you by our great friends over at Coors Light. Game day just got a whole lot chiller because this season you can take your whole tailgate to the next level. All you need is the Coors Light Chill Throne. It's the only seat specifically designed for tailgating all game day long. You saw Hank sitting on it earlier tonight. It's got features like Bluetooth speakers, stadium turf leg rest. It's got a cup holder. It chills your Coors Light to a perfect 36 degrees Fahrenheit, and a Coors Light can tap draft to pour one for a pal. The Chill Throne is the innovation that every tailgate has been waiting for. So let your friends bring the grill, the flat screens, and the cornhole. You bring the chill with the Coors Light Chill Throne. It's an awesome chair. It looks super comfortable, Hank.
It
looked
was
like you were
super
having
comfortable.
Hank was having such a great, comfortable time in that chair. I think he fell asleep for much of the first half of the game today. It was great. And starting now, you can get the PMT Chill Throne. Yep, the Chill Throne that's been on the show. It's been sat in by us. It's up for auction on eBay. Auction is live from 9:28 to 9:30. Bid to become the MVP of your entire tailgate. We're auctioning off this chair. Game day will never be the same.
Okay, let's get back to games. Next up, very fun game. Jags 31, Colts 21. My first thought from this game is I forgot how fast and awesome Calvin Ridley is.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really fucking good.
He's going to make that offense hum. I would like to walk back a take. Permission to walk back a take?
Yes, please.
I think Trevor Lawrence might be better than Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I'd just like to start with, listen, I had a lot of kidney stones for the last couple years, and I finally pissed the last one out last night, so it was probably the stones talking last year. Now that I'm kidney stone free and I'm thinking clearly, I will now admit I think Trevor Lawrence is pretty damn good.
He's pretty damn good. The Zay Jones pass, he had another one to Ingram, and he also was the Colts defense was actually kind of in his face all day because the Jags offensive line without Cam Robinson, who's serving a 4-game suspension, looks a little light. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence, here you go, PFT. You ready for this stat? This is a crazy stat. Trevor Lawrence has won 4 straight AFC South games. That's the longest streak in Jags quarterback history.
Yep.
4.
Chaps did send that to me as the sad Jag stat of the day.
Yeah.
It's shocking to think that that's never happened before. But when you think about it, I don't think that the Jags were in the AFC South for their entire existence.
Yeah.
I feel like they were in like the Midwest, the Central. Were they in the Central when they first started?
I don't know.
But yeah, congratulations to the Jaguars. You're good.
Before the 2002 season, the Texans didn't exist. The Colts belonged to the AFC East. Titans and
Bucs.
Jags were in the AFC Central.
The Bucs were in the NFC Central.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the Jags their offense looks really good. Their defense still is suspect, but this is like a Pete Prisco. The schedule is very easy.
Yeah.
So
Well-
they took care of business against a Colts team that I'll say this for Colts fans, this is the 10th straight year that you've lost week 1, but I would guess this is probably the best one. This is the best loss you've had week 1 because Anthony Richardson, while not obviously a finished product, had a couple big mistakes, had that interception when he got the ball back down 3 with 5 minutes left. There were flashes there where instead of trotting out Jacoby Brissett or Phil Rivers or Matt Ryan or Carson Wentz, you at least have something to be optimistic about. So even though you lost, you have a young quarterback who's 21 years old who you can be excited about, and maybe he grows into being the guy.
And also, spin zone for the Colts, you look good against future Super Bowl participants,
Yes.
the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Yes.
Pete Prisco.
Yes. Other notes from this game, Tank Bigsby with an all-time dumb play. Trevor Lawrence fumbled, and he picked up the ball, was standing there with it, and then got stripped of it, and it turned into a Colts defensive touchdown. That's just a rookie 0.0 situational awareness.
Yeah. That was DeForest Buckner's touchdown, right?
Yes.
No matter what football field DeForest Buckner is on, he's always the biggest guy out there.
Yeah.
You can always spot him across the entire stadium. It's like, okay, that giant out there is DeForest Buckner playing in a stadium filled with giants.
Yes, but I thought the Colts, they lost by 10, but it was also one of those games. They were in it in the fourth quarter, and it was back and forth.
Yeah.
And they showed some fight, and I was like, yeah, the Colts might be. I'm going to put the Colts into my frisky category.
I would agree with that. And Anthony Richardson looked like he's definitely one of the best athletes out on the field at any given time. Hank will agree with that.
For sure.
He looked good running the ball. He looked decent throwing the ball at times.
Yeah, at times.
It's
definitely
definitely-
it was an ultimate rookie start where it's like there's moments that you can look at if you're a Colts fan and say, holy shit, this is what we drafted him for.
Yep.
This is what the future looks like. And there's moments where you're saying, oh yeah, that's right. He's a rookie and very raw.
Well, also, he's on pace to match Peyton Manning's career record for the Indianapolis Colts, right?
Yes.
Because Manning, his first year, lost like every game that he played.
But not the interception record.
Not the interception record. So he's actually ahead of what Peyton Manning
Better
was
than Peyton Manning.
as a rookie. Yes.
I think he's the youngest guy to ever throw and run for a touchdown too.
That's pretty cool.
21 years old.
All right.
Yeah. I think the stat was the youngest guy since 1940, which doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Well,
Yeah.
it's either like a way long ago stat before they even started passing the ball, or the answer is Norm Van Brocklin.
Right. And also 1940, a 21-year-old quarterback is about to die.
Yeah.
So
Or
that's,
you won't get-
middle age is you die at 45.
Or like all the other 21-year-olds were overseas fighting.
Right, exactly. So best week 1 Colts loss in the last decade.
I would agree with that.
And there's
2
been a
decades,
lot of them.
2 decades.
Banner?
You hang the
You
banner.
might have to hang a banner. That was the
banner.
best loss. Yeah.
Also, shout out to the baby Ursays that attended this game. There were some very funny submissions out there.
Yes. I have one note, though, for Shane Steichen. I like what he did. His team was flying around. It feels like Anthony Richardson is the guy in terms of the locker room, which you obviously want to see right away with your rookie quarterback. Guys feel drawn to him. I appreciated it because I had the Colts. I bet the Colts in the game. Maybe when you're down 10, don't have Anthony Richardson running the ball with 50 seconds left.
Yeah.
That's
You live
when
and you learn.
He got hurt, and Shane Steichen afterwards said that he's fine. But if you're gonna have a running quarterback, maybe time and place situation.
Yeah, that was tough when they put Gardner Minshew in the game.
His
And they're
hair's longer.
And that your hair's longer, and you got to go out there and, we actually kind of need this to win the entire game, but you only get one play.
And I really needed it. Well, he ended up getting
Go do it.
4.
One
3.
pass. I think he had one attempt, right?
Yeah, but there was a penalty, so he got a couple plays.
Oh, that's
but
right. Yeah.
It was maddening to watch. That was I forgot how much, when we started watching the games at noon, I think I said out loud in the first quarter, I was like, I love watching football, but none of my bets matter because I know it's all going to come down in the last 2 minutes. And then it all came down in the last 2 minutes. I got my heart ripped out over and over.
I'm going to be fair because last year I think we gave their home opener, they got a win out of that. The Colts did, I think.
In a loss.
But wait,
They've
they
lost 10 straight week ones.
No, their home opener though.
Oh, yeah, their home opener.
It was against the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, they
And
did win that game.
We gave credit to Jim Irsay because he opened up the roof of the stadium.
Right.
And the glare from the sun caused a fumble by Sky Moore, which meant that they won the game.
Right.
Jim Irsay inexplicably kept the roof closed for the home opener. You can't do that, Mr.
There were
Irsay.
storms.
You're smarter than
He
that.
tweeted about it. There were storms.
There were storms?
Yeah, there were storms.
Were they like a figment of his imagination, or was
No,
it actually raining?
He said third quarter, there's going to be some storms, so we got to keep the roof closed.
That's tough.
I
That's
know.
tough. God is the 12th man. He needs to watch his Colts play.
Yeah, but hang a banner, Colts fans. That is the best week one loss you've had in the last 10 years, which have all been week one losses. Congratulations. And the Jags, Pete Prisco might just be right. They might just schedule their way
Look
to
at the schedule.
to the Super Bowl.
Look at the schedule.
Their defense is not that good, and their
Well,
offensive
Josh
line has to
Allen,
get better. Yeah,
I think Josh Allen had 3 sacks today.
Yeah,
So they can get after you if they get a lead.
yeah.
Only 12 more wins till the season's not a disaster.
Why?
Oh, yeah, that's
They
right.
need 13. For
Oh,
it
yeah.
not to
13,
be a
anything less than
disaster.
13
Anything less than 13
is a
yeah.
tragedy.
Yes, a tragedy. Okay, next up, Saints 16, Titans 15. Ryan Tannehill sucks. So
Sorry, that's
done
my
with
Ryan.
this guy.
You want to hear my Ryan Tannehill impression?
Yeah. There was a couple throws that we saw where it's like, if he just makes that throw, the Titans win this game. Shout out Mike Vrabel for kicking that field goal
We kicked 5 of them.
for the spread.
Yeah.
The people were scratching their head. It almost worked. Derek Carr made the big throw on third down to seal the game. And Derek Carr, I felt like he struggled at points, but also made some big throws. And that's kind of all you need for the Saints, because they like the Saints just needed a steady hand last year.
Yeah,
and he can be the steady hand.
He was smart. He, I think the defensive back had like a pulled hamstring or a strained hamstring. And so Derek Carr threw that one long downfield pass that ended up getting them into field goal range.
Yes.
He just went right after that guy. He's like, oh, they got a hurt dude out there.
Yeah.
That's veteran leadership by
Let me
Derek
do
Carr.
this.
Let me go after this guy. Fun stat about the Titans, they've held their last 8 opponents to under 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Big Cat, how many of those games do you think that they've won?
They've lost all of them.
Yeah, they've lost all of them.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's one of those stats where you're like, oh, they've got a good rush defense, but also, oh, yeah, this is the NFL. And sometimes when a team has fewer than 100 yards rushing, it's because they're just airmailing the shit out of you.
Yes.
And you can't respond to it.
Fun stat about the Titans, I thought their uniforms looked cool in the dome today.
Yeah, they did.
It was a nice contrast.
They did,
That's
yeah.
kind of the nicest thing I can say about the Titans today. That every time we flipped that game, we watched the fourth quarter of that game, I was like, oh, it just looks nice. Like the Saints, black and gold. Is it gold or pewter? No, it's gold. It's gold.
Pewter's
yeah.
the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. Yeah. Black and gold versus the Saints all whites with the light blue. It looked cool.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the only good thing you can say about the Titans today.
I would say that your rookie quarterback, Will Levis, had maybe the best day of any rookie quarterback today.
Yeah.
0 for 0, 0 INTs, and the guy that's starting in front of him threw 3.
Yeah.
So he's going to be the most popular guy in town now.
Ryan Tannehill. That was the worst Ryan Tannehill Titans game, I think, statistically, which is
What about the playoff game?
yeah, that was bad, but he also was moving the ball in that game.
Yeah.
He threw those 3 interceptions against the Bengals, but he was kind of moving the ball. This one, they couldn't do anything.
You know what, Big Cat? I am going to wait for all the facts to come out on Ryan Tannehill. I don't know. We can't make a judgment if he's good or not yet. Let's give him another 3 years.
I feel like Ryan Tannehill had about 50 times that he got them into 3rd and long and then took a sack.
yeah.
Again, that's probably not exactly correct, but it felt that way.
Do you think?
Going on vibes.
I bet Mike Vrabel looks at this game like it's a shutout. Like
Yeah.
they got shut out because they kicked 5 field goals.
Yeah.
Vrabel doesn't acknowledge kickers as being part of the team.
But again, a huge field goal.
Big field goal at the end.
Huge
Thank.
field goal
That
at the
was.
end.
I was shocked that he sent the field goal unit out there.
It almost worked.
It
They
did.
had all their timeouts. It
It did.
almost worked.
The dome was rocking. I heard, by the way,
Oh.
from Mincy.
Oh, okay.
He said he reported in like Superdome's rocking down in NOLA.
He was, I'm surprised Dennis Allen didn't pick him up because I don't know if you saw him running that 5K.
He's pretty quick.
He was the end of it. He was blazing past a bunch of middle-aged people and maybe some small children and pets.
We got to get Mincy to work out with Jameis Winston.
Oh,
That is my dream.
I think he might actually he might be the perfect thing to take Jameis to the next level. Again,
They should incorporate Mincy into one of his weird workout routines that he does.
he just makes
They're just
noises at him.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
be making noises, and Jameis is going to have a blindfold on, and he has to avoid Mincy trying to sack him just by hearing his noises and figuring out where he is.
Yeah, I like it. The Saints, I guess you have to play Derek Carr because you're trying to win a division, but
But that's
again,
not
it
that
would
fun.
be so much fun if Jameis was the starter.
It would be.
Just let Jameis start. Okay, Next game, Falcons Panthers. I'll say this: our good friend Arthur Smith, friend of the program, looking jacked, by the way, great mustache. I like when coaches use cliches and they're actually factual. So it's not just a cliche thing to say. He's actually giving you the correct answer, even though it is a cliche.
What about this one? You play who you play.
Yeah.
Fact.
Play who you play. But that also, when coaches say that, I'm like, yeah, but they're also know that like their team might not be as good because they just beat a bad team or something like that. But Arthur Smith after the game said, we don't care about stats, we care about winning.
Yep.
He believes that because that was like Desmond Ridder. I think he had like 115 yards.
Well, this is a wild Desmond Ridder stat. At one point, he was 4 for 4 passing with 0 yards and 1 touchdown.
I love it.
That's
I love
awesome.
it. Yeah, Tyler Algier and Bijan had 80% of the Falcons offense. They do not care about stats. They care about winning. That's how they won this game. That Bijan touchdown was so fucking awesome. That was like, I know that he has to perform all year for Falcons fans to be happy about the pick, but I might just be happy with that clip just over and over because I saw a stat. I don't even know how they figured this out, but they said that he had a 10% chance of scoring a touchdown when he caught that ball, given where everyone was on the field. I don't know. I still don't know how he was able to like break. I know he broke the first tackle, but then he kind of shape shifted through 2 guys to score the touchdown.
It's like did you ever play that game Doom back when you were a kid and you could walk through walls?
Yes.
He clipped.
Yes.
He clipped through the defense, ended up on the other side. It was awesome. For the rest of the game, I was like, why aren't they giving the ball to Bijan every single play?
Yeah.
He's got those fast legs that rookies have.
Well, they were just trying to win the game. That's it. They didn't care about stats. There was 261 total passing yards in the game.
Pretty bad.
In a 2023 NFL
Tough to
game.
do.
Very tough to do, but it doesn't, because I mean, Bryce Young, I'm taking the long term on Bryce Young. I said this on Friday. He had a couple good moments, couple really bad moments. Jesse Bates had 2 interceptions, which could pick up by the Falcons, getting him from the Bengals in free agency. But yeah, I'm taking the long term on Bryce Young, and I'm also rooting obviously against the Panthers because the Bears have their draft pick.
Yeah, today was the first day for the Atlanta Falcons with a winning record since 2017.
Wow.
Congrats to the Falcons.
And they went to the playoffs that year.
That's a long-ass time.
Yeah.
I respect you for hanging in there. Freddie the Falcon, by the way, speaking of hanging in there, looked like he was about to kill himself today. You see that?
It was a tough game.
He was up
Tough
in the
game to
rafters.
watch.
He was in the rafters, and he was just looking over the edge, like, should I do it?
Yeah.
And then he jumped, and there was a bungee, but I thought, for a second, I thought he was about to Janae himself.
Yeah, 261 total passing yards. It was a tough watch.
It was bad.
It was a tough watch.
The NFC South is just impossible to know what's going to happen. It's going to be like a mosh pit at like an 8th grade talent show, and the biggest kid's going to win at the end.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like the Falcons this year because they're like, we know what we are. We're just going to try to run the ball and play some defense and try to, burn the clock and play like 2.5-hour games and win that way.
Yeah.
Why not?
Respect.
It's a zag on everyone else.
You have
in the
an
NFL.
identity.
Yeah, it probably doesn't work if you get like a 10-0 deficit. But other than that, if you can stay away from ever being down 10 points,
Yeah.
you could win every game.
You know, it'd be sick if next year in the draft, Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders pulled like a John Elway and said, we're not going to go to the NFL unless the Falcons take both of us.
Yeah, but we don't
But
want
then
to.
not Arthur. It would be Deion would be, there would be head coach, and then there would be head coach prime.
No.
Which is a different position.
Deion should be the GM.
GM, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets all the good players.
Just bring his baggage with him. It's
yeah.
Louis.
And Travis Hunter has to come too.
Yeah.
I think he's from Georgia.
And then Shedeur Sanders wearing the all black Falcons uniform.
That would rule.
Deion should be allowed to wear his uniform too on the sidelines.
That would rule. I like that Desmond Ridder is just the same player he was in college too.
What do you mean?
Just like nothing wows you,
Yeah.
but wins games.
Yeah, wins games.
Like,
Cincinnati.
There's nothing that he does that I'm like, oh my God, Desmond Ridder.
I would say that the Falcons are like a group of 5 NFL team.
Yeah.
They're not a power conference.
Yeah. They're trying to go to a New Year's Day bowl.
Yeah, and they can.
Yeah, they absolutely
With
can.
the right coach, with a great coach like Arthur Smith or Luke Fickle. Well, jury's still out on him. But with our
That
great
was
coach,
mean.
with a great coach.
That was very mean.
Like-
Wait, you were a Nebraska fan for one day, Hank, and you lost $3,000, you fuck.
I didn't mean to stab you in the back on that, but after I said Luke Fickle is like, well, it's just gonna be hanging out there that they
I liked
lost.
how the boys fought.
I
We're
might
going
as
to talk
well
about
say
college football on Wednesday like we always do.
Um,
and I have some thoughts.
But yeah, the Falcons are like, they're a competitive on an up year. the Falcons can definitely make some noise and be around in the playoffs. But most years it's like, okay, they might have a good record at the end, but they won't do anything.
In the NFC South, who knows? And the NFC in general, who knows? Like,
Well,
there's
Big Cat, interestingly enough, by conference today, the AFC was 5-9.
oh wow,
The NFC was 10-6. How about that? So
That's
all the
pretty good.
haters talking about the NFC not being a good conference,
Looks
numbers
like we
never
went and
lie.
We did it.
If the Super Bowl was today,
NFC.
the NFC would
NFC.
dominate.
I'm just gonna be a SEC NFC fan.
Yep.
NFC. Okay, let's take another break and we'll do the afternoon games, which I think a lot of people are probably waiting for us to talk about.
Before we get to the afternoon games, they're brought to you by LifeLock. Like many of us, you might think identity theft will never happen to you. But consider this, there's a new identity theft victim every 3 seconds in the United States. That's over 15 million people by the end of this year. 1, 2, 3. Somebody else just got their identity stolen. Don't let it happen to you. It equals to the populations of New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago combined. That's how many people get their identity stolen each year in the United States. And even worse, identity theft victims often don't even know that they're victims. That's why LifeLock Identity Theft Protection alerts you to identity threats, even the ones that don't show up on a credit report, like data breaches, you get fraudulent bank transactions, loan and credit card applications, and crimes committed in your name. I actually had somebody opened up a credit card in my name when I lived in Austin. I didn't have that much money at the time, so it was like, okay, fine, we're going to steal $5 from me. But still, that affects your credit. Somebody will steal your identification, even if you think that you're being cautious. And no one can stop all identity theft, but LifeLock protects you in ways that you simply can't do on your own. If your identity is stolen, you get your own dedicated LifeLock US-based restoration specialist who's going to work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year at LifeLock.com/PMT. That's LifeLock.com/PMT to save up to 25%. Identity theft protection starts here.
Okay. We'll do the games that everyone wants to hear at the end. There's 2 of them I think everyone wants to hear. Let's talk about the best afternoon game. That was Dolphins-Chargers.
I wish that this game had been
Sunday night.
like on its own.
Yeah.
To really appreciate it, because this is like the Darren Ravel. No one will talk about it or remember it.
It's the greatest
But
week
this
1
was-
game ever.
This was the greatest week 1 game of all time,
Yeah.
by far.
Dolphins 36, Chargers 34. Tua, all the Tua haters out there, Tua non, expect us 466 yards, 3 touchdowns. I know that there was a couple underthrown balls in the first half, but if you don't believe in Tua, that 3rd and 10 with like 3:40 left, where he had pressure, stepped up in the pocket, hit Tyreek Hill down the sideline, won the game basically. That was it. That was Tua.
What I love about McDaniel is that he is smart enough to realize that he doesn't have to think his way out of every problem, and he will run the throw Tyreek Hill the ball play.
Yeah.
And that play works all the time.
The game was up and down, so much fun. I feel like we finally got justice for that Sunday night game that was Dolphins Chargers last year that we thought was going to be a shootout, and it wasn't. And we now got we got what we deserved. This was the shootout we deserved. It was back and forth. Austin Eckler was going off. I don't really understand what Kellen Moore was doing, where Austin Eckler had an incredible day. Feels like he couldn't get stopped, and then he had 3 touches in the entire 4th quarter. But that's, Kellen Moore will just continue to be the next guy everywhere he goes.
Sometimes when an opposing team scores on you really quickly, you feel like you then have to also score quickly.
Yes.
But sometimes if it's a close game, guess what? It doesn't matter if you score in like 2 plays or if you score in 15. In fact, it's better if you score in 15 plays.
Yes.
You just go on a throat-stepping drive. But coaches sometimes fall into that trap where they're like, oh, fuck, we have to respond and send a message. You don't always have to do that.
No. And this game could have had even more scoring because Tua had a fumble at the goal line to start the game.
Yeah.
The drive to start the game. We also had the dumbest penalty ever by J.C. Jackson at the end of the first half, where Tua just threw the ball up with no time left. It was, 20 yards, 25 yards short of the end zone, and he just shoved the receiver, untimed down, pass interference, spot foul, free 3 points, which was the score. Oh, yeah, they won by 2 points.
Interesting.
Huh. That was pretty bad.
That's a big-time C-words play.
Yeah,
That is
big time.
that is what you get when you're a fan of the C-words. And the Dolphins almost C-words the game on their own at the end of it.
Yes.
On that last series there. It was what was it? A missed extra point.
Missed
Missed extra point almost cost them that game. But yeah, it was fun. When I see those two colors on the field at the same time, it's like this color combination. You get the blues, you get the aquas or the teals.
Yeah, the
that
Chargers
equals points.
I hate the Chargers uniforms today. I hate the yellow pants.
You don't like them?
Suck. No,
well,
yeah,
because
I
you
think they
want
suck.
them to be the powder blue.
I want them to be the
I
powder blue.
don't think they're that bad. If the Chargers didn't have the powder blue uniforms, you wouldn't think these ones are bad. You'd
Yeah.
just be like, these are pretty cool. But you know that there's something out there a little bit better.
Also, a great day for Justin Herbert haters because it's obviously the Tua Justin Herbert same draft. He gets the ball back with like a little under 2 minutes left and wasn't able to do anything. Vic Fangio just started dialing it up on
Some
him.
great blitzes.
Yeah, great blitzes. But that's one of those. It doesn't actually mean anything, but if you have entrenched yourself on one side, you can walk away being like, "Told you he sucks."
Yep, for sure. There was also Tua's performance today was like one of the best Week 1 performances since Norm Van Brocklin.
Wow.
And that is one record that I'm going to put a bounty on the most passing yards in a game record because it makes no sense that that's the one record that stood up for 70 years.
Yeah.
A passing record, a single game passing record hasn't been broken. When was that game? Most passing yards in a game, NFL. 554 yards. Norm Van Brocklin threw for 554 yards in 1951. That
What a
record,
beast.
we need to break that record. It's insane that it hasn't been broken yet.
Yes, I'd agree. We need someone to break that record. Let someone just. I mean,
Pizza party. I'll throw a pizza party
Yeah.
for whatever quarterback breaks that record this year.
Tyreek Hill was. I mean, he's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
He's so much faster than everyone. 215 yards. It's so awesome watching the Dolphins when they're cooking, and it actually is very similar to a college football game where the Dolphins are so fast that guys are way more open than they should be in an NFL game. Like going from, I was noting this when we started watching the games today, going from a full slate Saturday to a full slate Sunday, you just like have to retransition your eyes where you just know like, hey, there's not going to be guys just running wide open everywhere around the field like it is on a college football Saturday, except for the Dolphins and Justin Jefferson, where it's like you'll look up and there'll be just no one near Tyreek Hill, or he'll catch a ball and just run past everyone. It's so much fun to watch.
It is. Yeah, DK had one of those plays today.
Yeah, he
shook
was
him
wide
off,
open.
Got
Yeah.
wide open in the end zone.
Yeah.
He faked like he was going to run like a hard turn to the inside. Why would you ever think DK is going to do that?
No.
You can't bite on
He
that.
can't. No. I have a Roback question. RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE on Roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. Roback, RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE. Fresh off new releases. Spend your summer in Roback. Best hoodies, polos, shorts, Q-zips, joggers, and for everyone out there, the shorts are great as well. I'm wearing the joggers and the hoodie right now. So Roback.com, go check it out. My Roback question is for Jake. Use promo code TAKE, 20% off.
Also wearing Roback.
We completely forgot a early slate game.
Yeah,
the Scoregami.
Yeah, 25-9.
So let's talk about it. My
Ravens,
bad.
Texans.
My bad.
How many tweets are you getting right now that you skipped it?
Probably not that many because we're about to get to it. And also that game stunk.
Yeah.
You thought you got me?
No, I just know the people. They tweet right
a couple
away.
Ravens fans. All right, well, we're
Yeah.
talking about right now. Your Scoregami happened.
Yeah, it happened week 1. I think it took until week 6-ish last year. So really great to see. I was sitting with Max and we thought 25-9. It's kind of crazy. It seems like a common score, but it happened.
It happened. Yeah, so Ravens Texans. Let's talk about it now. My bad. I just skipped right over it.
Jake also asked me to take the Gami picture right in the middle of the Colts, like fourth down play to cover.
I mean, it has to happen.
And it was
Jake had
like the scariest thing. I was like, if Big Cat sees the picture being taken while his entire game's on the line, it's going to be bad.
He had a couple of those today. Jake had his first week. What was the other one where you're like, congrats on 1-0 party? Yeah, right as like the Bears were getting fucking smoked and the Eagles and Patriots was coming down to it. He just like stepped in. He's like, PFT, we're both 1-0 after the Dolphins won. And I think Max was like, shut up, Jake, not now.
I yelled.
Yeah.
I
Fine, I
apologize for
deserved
that.
it.
But yeah, Ravens 25, Texans 9. Scoregami. I think the Ravens finally have their receiver. Zay Flowers was awesome, and Lamar Jackson actually trusts him.
Zay Flowers is so good.
So good.
He was so shifty when he gets the ball in his hands. That dude is going to be a problem to bring down. But unfortunately for the Ravens, they might be reclaiming their old title as the most injured team in the NFL.
Yeah, 4 injuries.
4 injuries and big injuries too.
Yeah, so Ronnie Stanley got hurt. Who else got hurt? I know J.K. Dobbins, obviously. tore his
Linderbaum.
Achilles. Yeah.
He got hurt, and there was somebody else too.
Oh, someone on defense.
Mark Andrews was out. Yeah, somebody tore their pec on defense.
Yeah, he
Who
might
was
not
it?
have torn a pec, but
Oh, that's good.
yeah. J.K. Dobbins, I feel very, very bad for. He had the worst weekend ever because not only did he get hurt, but because there was that weird clip from the Kentucky game where the announcer was like, 10 years ago, he was a foster child and no one wanted him, and now he's here at Kentucky. That forced the famous Gus Johnson clip about J.K. Dobbins to go re-viral, which I don't know if you guys remember that one. When here, I can play it for you. Gus Johnson reminded everyone that J.K. Dobbins' mom thought about getting an abortion. That actually happened. Gus Johnson said that live on a telecast.
They did that with Tebow too.
Yeah, so here it is.
J.K. Dobbins' mom, Maya, became pregnant when she was 18 years old. She went to the doctor because she was thinking about aborting the baby.
This is the wildest clip ever.
That
The
baby
one this
turned out
weekend.
to be that young man, J.K. Dobbins, who she calls her miracle baby.
Both of them are crazy.
Yeah, that
but
is nuts.
Gus Johnson saying that is insane.
During a live, yeah. That
It was the
bad.
Michigan-Ohio State game, too.
Yeah, it's tough. So
I
Russ,
feel really bad for J.K. Dobbins. Like every year
even
he gets hurt.
Last year when he was healthy, he still looked like he was in pain when he was running down the field. It was tough. He was fast, but he was also limping. I've never seen anything like it.
He scored a touchdown today, and then Achilles, he has the worst luck. It fucking sucks.
Yeah. On the other side, C.J. Stroud, not bad. Not bad.
Really, basically the worst place to start your career
Yeah.
against the Ravens, who they're similar to the Niners, where it feels like every time there's a pass into like the flat, there's 6 Ravens that are ready to just take your head off.
They've got probably the best linebacking duo in the NFL.
Yeah, and they were just all over the field. So you can't fully judge him based on today. No, but people will.
But he wasn't bad.
Look at us. We're actually doing a really good job of growing as people. Like we complimented Anthony Richardson, said Bryce Young did a couple good things. CJ Stroud shouldn't get, dinged up just because he played against the Ravens.
We haven't
lot of
said,
positivity.
haven't said
Yeah.
anything bad about Daniel Jones yet because we haven't talked about the game.
Yeah, we will.
Also, Marcus Williams is who you were looking for.
Marcus Williams.
Marcus
yeah.
Williams, yeah. But yeah, the Ravens looked like the Ravens. A little rusty, but took care of business against a bad Texans team.
Who's back of the week? Ray Rice was on the sideline.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Doing what?
I don't know. They kept him
Security?
by the steps,
Oh.
which is probably a better place to put him than another thing that could get you up and down.
Jeez. Okay. Ray Rice, who's back of the week?
Yeah.
All right. Back to the afternoon slate. Rams, Seahawks. Rams 30, Seahawks 13. The Seahawks played the worst second half of football I think I've ever seen.
It was so bad. They didn't touch the ball.
They had 14 plays in the second half.
They didn't.
4 punts,
Yeah.
4 minutes and 55 seconds of having the ball. That's insane. They were so bad. They looked like they were handling the game, and the second half started,
It was
and
even
it was
the-
just over.
The second quarter sucked too for him.
Yeah.
The highlight of the second half was Geno Smith when Aaron Donald was running directly at him, going, "Oh my God!"
Which was awesome.
That's honestly what I would say.
Yeah.
It would
Not
be,
me.
It would be, "Oh my God," and then you'd hear me shitting my pants.
Not me. Memes knows. I called him a pussy to his face.
Was he running at you?
No, we did that interview. Aaron Donald, you post it every day, memes. Why are you pretending like you don't know what I'm talking about? Now do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be scared of Aaron Donald. What's he going to do? Sack me? I don't have the ball.
I'll post it right now.
Yeah, post it right now.
I would shit
Be like
myself.
Geno Smith would never. Yeah. That was a bad game for the Seahawks, though. They looked, again, one of the worst second halves I've ever seen a team play.
Offensive line doesn't look great.
Nope. Geno, not maybe turning back into Geno.
Maybe. Did we write back?
I don't know. Also, the Rams, Sean McVay is still a very good coach. So I was very low on the Rams this year. And then Puka Nacua from BYU, who just didn't play last year. Every game I was like, oh, is he going to play? Is he going to play? He's awesome. He had 119 yards, and Tutu Atwell had 119 yards, and they don't have Cooper Kupp for a few weeks. and the Rams just dominated the Seahawks, which it shocked me.
Did every former Redskins coach win today?
I don't know. There's so many.
Shanahan, McDaniel, McVay, LaFleur.
Yes.
Yeah.
They all did. Yeah. The Rams, I was impressed. I thought the Rams were going to be bad this year. And
O'Connell didn't win.
And they went in and they handled business against the Seahawks. So good for the Rams.
And Matt Stafford looks good.
Yeah, he looked
He was
really good.
throwing the ball and he was like moving around okay.
And they were just running like classic Ram routes where Matt Stafford kind of rolls out a little and one of their tight ends or receivers is running a curl route that's unguardable.
Mm-hmm.
And it just would be like, 15 yards, no problem.
Yep.
So I don't know what to make of the Seahawks. Was last year a flash in the pan? We probably shouldn't overreact too much to week 1. But again, that was one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen played.
That's what week 2 is for.
Yeah.
Week 2 is the big overreaction week because week 1, yeah, you can overreact to like the opening game.
Yeah.
So that Thursday night game, you should overreact to that. You should overreact to the Monday night game and the Sunday night game. But the rest of it, you should not. And then week 2, once you get the like 2-0 or the 0-2 next to a team's name, then you can be like done chain.
Then you can be like, I'll cut my pinky off if they win the Super Bowl.
I'm bringing back the done chain this year too.
Hank, whose line is it anyway? Can you give us it? We'll guess. I think the Seahawks play the Lions next week. That might be a time to take the Seahawks, but whose line is it anyway? Where's the game? Find the line for us. Tell us where the game is. Yeah, I assume it's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit.
Okay.
It's gonna be Lions.
12 o'clock.
Lions 6.5.
I'm going to say Lions 4.5.
Right in the middle.
5.5?
Yep.
Oh, they don't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's in
gonna
a Vegas zone.
Yeah, it's going to shift back and forth. Okay. That was fun. That was a fun whose line is it anyway? We'll do one more. Well, actually, no, we'll wait for it. Okay. Next game. Raiders-Broncos. Raiders 17, Broncos 16. I got a fun stat for you, PFT, which we talked about last year. But if the Broncos had just scored 20 points in all of their losses last year, they would have been 10-7.
Uh-huh.
They won 4 games, I believe. Last year, they averaged 16.9 points per game. Today, they scored 16 points, and they lost 17-16.
Well, the first half lolooked pretty good.
Yeah,
First half
Russ was
looked great.
cooking.
So Russ in the first half, he had 125 passing yards. He was 125 passing yards, 17 for 19, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. In the second half, he was 10 for 15 for 52 yards.
Yeah,
Bad second half. I do like how Sean Payton came out the gate hot.
yeah.
He did an onside kick in his opening kickoff. He's been thinking about doing that for the last, how many years? Like 2 years?
Yeah.
You know that he's just been in the back of his head. He's like, when I get back, first fucking thing I'm doing, we're doing an onside kick.
Did they recover it?
They did, but then they said that they touched the ball within 10 yards, but it was close. But you know that Sean Payton, he's like, he had a little piece of paper saying onside kick no matter what.
Yeah.
He just look at it every
absolutely.
morning, rub it a little bit.
And Jimmy G was not terrible.
I have a question for you about Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy G a dog?
Actually, he might be
I think he might be a dog. Max Crosby said that he was a dog after the game.
because he gets hurt a lot,
Yeah.
but he still plays.
He wants to play when he's hurt,
and he gets hit really hard,
and he bangs porn stars.
and he bangs porn.
That's
stars.
a dog move right there.
And he's good looking.
He's very good
Did
looking.
you see him in his
chain?
No, when he was in the fighter jet.
Yeah, it looked like Tom Cruise.
He was. It took my breath away. how hot he
F-18.
is.
He's an F-18.
He's the hottest guy ever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jimmy G not so bad. And this was another one where I kind of thought the Broncos were going to come out and play well, and the Raiders were going to have a bad year. And it's like, oh shit. And again, week 1, because we might look back and be like, remember that time? What was the year? Was it the Jaguars when they won week 1 against the Colts? And they're like, we're not done yet, and they never won a game again.
Yep.
So you never know what week 1 will do.
So guess how many days it's been since the Broncos have beat the Raiders?
Oh. It's got to be a couple of years, huh?
532.
Okay.
I'm going to guess
Over under.
over.
How many would you guess?
I'd guess 728. I don't know where that lands us on the calendar.
1,352 days.
Wow.
It's a long ass time.
The Broncos just don't win in the AFC West anymore.
They don't.
They haven't. I
don't.
think Patrick Mahomes has beaten them for like 7 straight years.
There was that one time that John Gruden went to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs, and then they did laps around Arrowhead Stadium, like flipping everybody off.
Yes,
that rocked.
That's right.
I miss John.
Yeah,
Gruden.
that was the Raiders. I'm saying the Broncos though.
Oh, the Broncos. Yeah,
The
you're right.
Broncos
Yep.
don't beat the Chiefs. They haven't. I think Patrick Mahomes has maybe never lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, I think
which sounds right.
it's
Which
crazy.
is crazy.
Well, the Broncos haven't been very good.
I know, which is also crazy because they were one of those teams that for the longest time were like the model franchise.
Mhm. Do you
Always
see-
consistent.
You see Condoleezza Rice's box tonight?
No, is Jimmy Butler in it?
There are a lot of dudes in Connie Rice's box.
Oh, nice.
It was wild.
Nice.
I don't know how she fit that many guys in her box.
That's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
she was going to be the Browns head coach.
Well, she's a big Bush girl.
Yeah. All right. Let's do one last ad, and then we'll talk about the last couple games, which everyone wants to hear about very badly.
Before we get back to the rest of the games, they're brought to you by Factor. With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for those jam-packed days. And Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. They can help you fuel up fast. They've got chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You're going to save time. You're going to eat well. You're going to stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Too busy this fall to cook, but want to make sure that you're eating well? Well, with Factor, you can skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and the nutritional quality that you need. Adjust your stride this autumn without missing a step. Choose from 34 plus weekly flavor packed, never frozen meals. They're fresh. They're ready to eat in 2 minutes. Level up with Gourmet Plus options prepared to perfection by chefs. They're ready to eat in record time. Treat yourself to upscale meals. You get premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, asparagus. If you need an extra boost to support your wellness goals and feel as best as you can try the Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. That's awesome. This September, get Factor. Enjoy eating well without the hassle. All you have to do is you choose your meals. You enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/PMT50. Use code PMT50 to get 50% off. That's promo code PMT50 at factormeals.com/PMT50, and you're going to get 50% off.
Okay. Packers 38, Bears 20. I don't really know what to say. This is probably the lowest I've felt in a very, very long time. Yeah, that was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. It's the same as it ever was. I'm living in the worst version of Groundhog's Day possible. I had all the hope, all the expectations. I knew the defense was going to suck, so I'm not that surprised that Jordan Love looked good. He did miss some throws in the first half, no big deal. But yeah, that was really, really bad. And everything I was hoping for, I know it's a long season, but it feels like the Bears are just going to suck for the rest of my life. And the Packers are going to be good for the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do about it. And it's so fucking gutting and disappointing and terrible. And I know all you sickos and perverts are listening to this right now and you're enjoying it. You Packers fans, you fucking sickos. I don't know what else to say. It sucks.
Aaron Jones said, nothing's changed. We're still the Packers.
Yeah. No, and they nothing has changed. The Bears looked horrendous. Luke Getsy, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. We reverted back to the Bears offense at the beginning of last season where like Justin Fields there was no design runs. We're just going to throw the ball. It's basically bubble screen or a run for 2 yards. The stat is there was 3.1 air yards per attempt. And that was designed. Like that wasn't like Justin Fields. Like I don't know what the entire offseason, like, hey, we're going to beef up the offensive line, which sucked. They got bullied. Justin Fields didn't have any chance to throw. And I'm not going to make it like he wasn't good either. It just, everything fucking sucks. Everything sucks. Everything's the same. I even said it on Fridays, like if I get back to this point, at least I know how to deal with it. Guess what? It's worse than I even could imagine. This was as demoralizing as a loss as you could ever have in a week 1 game.
So there's a cycle to a running quarterback, and it goes usually something like this. They start out, and the offensive coordinator says, okay, we got a rookie quarterback. He's dynamic with his legs. but we need to protect them because there's bigger players in the NFL. They're not going to be able to run people over, not going to be able to scramble as effectively as they did in college. So we're going to try to teach them to be a quarterback. And then they try to make them be a pocket passer. That usually goes off the rails a little bit because they're not used to that. Then they open up the playbook like they did with the Bears last year. And now you're like, oh shit, this guy's incredible with his legs. Look at him go. You start having some success. You do more of that. Then
You say he's better than Trevor Lawrence.
some people say, like, when they're pissing out kidney stones and they don't know what they're talking about, this guy might be better than Trevor Lawrence. Then in the offseason, that player or the coach is like, we love how good this guy was last year, but we have to protect him. He's not going to be able to do that forever. So we're going to make him be more of a pocket pat. And they cycle back to what they did when they first got into the league. And then that's not going to work. You need to let Justin Fields be like, okay, well, he's great with his legs. Let him run around a little bit. He might take some shots, but let's trust him to be smart and use his legs as an offensive weapon because he's not designed to just drop back 3 steps and throw a slant.
But it was just the whole thing was stupid. It's not even like I just don't. The whole thing was fucking stupid and demoralizing and terrible and awful and worse than I could ever even imagine. The game flipped. Like, I don't even know what they did at halftime. I don't even think the Bears even talked at halftime. I think they actually read my tweet because I said at halftime, I was like, not the best first half, but I know that Jordan Love missed a few throws that Aaron Rodgers would have hit. So it probably would have been 28-6 at half if it was Aaron Rodgers. They probably read that and they're like, yeah, we're good because nothing changed. The Packers looked completely different in the second half. The Bears looked like they hadn't changed anything. And it just all is back to the same spot where the Bears are going to suck all year. Like I looked at the schedule. Now they'll probably lose to the Bucs. Then they have the Chiefs week 3. Like the Bears are going to suck this year. And I don't ever know if Justin Fields is going to be good because I don't think they're ever going to give him a chance. And the offensive coordinator is a fucking numbskull and everything sucks. And the Packers probably have the best quarterback in the league somehow.
So I brought this up to you in the first half of the game. I am still concerned about it. You were not concerned about it at the time, but I want to circle back on this item.
This isn't fair.
Justin Fields.
This is not fair what you're doing.
I think we should talk about it.
Okay.
Justin Fields bought Jordan Love's family
I had no problem with
to go to the game.
Yeah, I had no problem with that.
I don't like it.
Okay,
I
had no problem with it. I said to you in the moment, it's exactly like when Bill Russell, and it obviously didn't work out this way, Bill Russell used to put up Wilt Chamberlain at his house. He used to let him sleep at his house before he'd beat him in the finals. Obviously, it didn't work out that way. I don't know why Jordan Love can't fucking buy his own family tickets. He seems like the cheapest guy in the world, and that's pretty much. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to start slandering Jordan Love. That's the only playbook I have. Everything I said about Aaron Rodgers, guess what, Jordan Love? You get that now. I'm just going to say mean things about you and lash out because that's the only thing I can do. Because the Bears are never going to be good, and they're never going to. Nothing is ever going to work for this franchise.
I just think it's weird that Jordan Love is like, hey, can you buy my parents tickets? It's a strange move. And then your quarterback against your biggest rival.
I was going to say
like,
something that I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to say it.
Okay, that's smart. I know what you're going to say. It's good that you don't say it.
I was going to say, but I'm not going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't say it.
You want to do whose line is it anyway for Bears Bucks? You said you want to do it again.
Asshole.
You said. Let's
Go ahead. Where's the game? Where's the game?
It's in Tampa.
Okay.
I'm going to say Bucks minus 2.5.
Bucks probably minus $1 billion. Hammer the Bucks.
It's Bucks minus 3.
Okay.
I have a question.
Bears are going to lose that game.
I have a question for Max. He wanted me to ask you too.
Fuck you, Max.
I was just curious.
You
about
guys
the
are all
question.
sick.
You want me to ask it?
Go ahead. I don't like anyone in this room.
I'm
right
just
now.
curious. You're saying
Sam
that
Howell sucks. PFT.
He's not bad.
He does suck.
He's not
he
bad.
sucks.
You're lashing out. I'm not.
No, but he sucks.
No, you're lashing out.
He sucks.
I know better than to take anything you're saying right now.
He sucks. And you hyped up Trevor or Justin Fields even more than I did, which is crazy.
I thought he was good.
And now you're going to pretend like you didn't.
No,
Go ahead, Max.
I thought he was good.
in a hypothetical world, you're saying that the Bears are going to stink again this year.
They're going to stink forever. It doesn't matter. They're going to
Do you-
stink forever.
Do you do the same thing, or do you take Caleb Williams if you get the one?
Well,
pick?
we're going to have 1-2 probably because the Panthers are probably going to be bad too. So I don't know. Probably take Caleb Williams and Drake May. And both of them will get hit by a bus. I don't fucking know. They're going to suck forever. There's nothing they can do. And I know I'm overreacting to week 1, but it was against the Packers. It was the first week with Justin Fields and Jordan Love, and everything was going to be different, and nothing was different. It was somehow worse than it's ever been. It felt worse because even when it was Aaron Rodgers, it's like Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. Like, he's an incredible quarterback. I can understand why he's beating our brains in. I still don't think Jordan Love's that good. I don't. I think the Bears are just that bad. I think Jordan Love's average at best.
So would you rather get beat by Jordan Love the way that you got beat today, or have Aaron Rodgers still be on the Packers and he beats you 40-0?
The Aaron Rodgers, because again, I know Aaron Rodgers, like that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I always, for all the shit I've said about Aaron Rodgers, I've never diminished the fact that he's an incredible quarterback. So like losing to him, it made sense to my brain. Losing to Jordan Love makes no fucking sense.
Okay, so Justin Fields,
Except for the fact that it's Packers and Bears, we always lose to the Packers.
what we saw last year from Justin Fields, like that happened. All that stuff happened. All the good memories happened, Big Cat. He's got that. They just need to let him run the fucking ball.
I know.
They need to call design runs
They need
for
to
him.
fucking throw the ball more than 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
And he's good if you can let him run the ball. I know
I would rather him
want to
throw
keep him healthy.
4 interceptions a game and take chances.
Yeah, you want to keep him healthy. You want to install an offense that maybe isn't in your, you didn't sit down and plan this out to have a quarterback running the ball on design runs like 12 times a game. But guess what? He's really fucking good at running the ball with his legs. Let him do that. The other stuff opens up.
Also, he's going to get way more hurt in the pocket because the offensive line can't do shit. They got bullied. Absolutely bullied.
I'm going to give you one chance to take back the mean things you said about Sam Howell.
No, he sucks.
He doesn't suck.
Yeah, he sucks.
1-0.
I'm only doing that because
1-0.
of what you're pretending you didn't say that Justin Fields is better than Trevor Lawrence.
I acknowledge I said it. And I'm saying I was wrong.
That's too, like, you can't jump ship that quick.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is really good.
Okay, well, you said that for many weeks.
Okay.
Every time you said it, I was like,
If Justin Fields, if they let him run, if they let him play with his legs and do all the crazy shit he was doing last year, then yeah, he's a great quarterback, and I would love to have him on my team. But they're not going to do that, it looks like.
Fine, Sam Howell doesn't suck.
Thank you. 1-0.
Fucking bullshit. I hate everything. Football's so stupid. It's like every time I'm like, oh, it's going to be different. No, everything's going to change. It's going to be great. We got a quarterback now. I still think Justin Fields is very good, but I think the Bears will fail him. I think the franchise will fail him. And I still love Ryan Poles. I think he's doing the right things. The whole draft is set. The cap is set. Everything's set. But we can't beat the Packers.
I can't wait till after next week. You guys are going to be up. You guys are going to beat the Bucks by like 20 points.
No, I'll be all the
like
way back.
Justin Fields, the future Hall of Fame.
Well, no, I still think he's the future. I just don't know if it will ever happen on the Bears because it's the Bears.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. It's not a Justin Fields indictment. It's the Bears are the Bears and the Packers are the Packers. And for the rest of history, it will be the Packers beating the Bears. And there's nothing I can do about it. And there's no reason for me to even watch sports anymore. All right.
What do you think about his post-game outfit that he wore?
I don't even know. I don't know what he wore.
It was like lace. It looked like a grandmother's lingerie.
Winning franchise quarterback. I still think Justin Fields is so fucking good. The Bears are going to fucking fuck this up like they fuck everything up. Again, I love Ryan Poles. God damn it. See the confliction in my head? It's all because the Packers. The Packers do this to me. They fuck me up so bad that I can't do anything about it. And they just put me in a spiral that I won't get out of.
You would be such a happier person if you did like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, if they could just do that for you and the Packers.
Yeah.
If you just forget that the Packers
exist. Yes.
Like 365 days a year, you would be in a better mood.
Yeah. I've said it before. If the Bears were like, we're going to move to San Diego, and it's like, I just don't have a team anymore, and I could just root against the Packers, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of nice life. All right. That was it for your sickos and perverts. I hope you enjoyed it. I do think the Bears are still going to be good this year, and Justin Fields, they're going to open it up. They're going to beat the Bucks. I'm back. They're going to beat the Bucks, and guess what? They're going to beat the Chiefs. They are. Chris Jones won't be playing still.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes, talk about running quarterbacks that can't win in this league.
The Bears are going to be 11-5 this year.
There we go.
Yeah.
What about the other game
against the Packers?
Well,
we're going to lose that one.
There's 17 games.
I'm Eternal Sunshine.
Okay, yeah.
Last game of the season doesn't count. Okay. Last game before we talk about Sunday Night Football. Eagles 25, Patriots 20. Hank, would you like to start?
No.
Oh.
So
because I just talked a lot about how miserable I am,
Hank,
and you're not going to...
You remember earlier today when you were saying that when you lose, you actually do say a lot of things on the podcast, and you're eager to talk about it. And then we just asked if you wanted to start, and you said no.
Well, no, I'll talk
After
about
I
it.
just poured my heart out
I'm happy
and
to talk about it.
people-
I thought you'd like the victor would probably want to start first, but that's fine. I'm happy to talk about it.
what do you think this show is? People tune in for misery.
It was Tom Brady Day. They unveiled the new lighthouse. Sick. Huge jumbotron. Sick.
Are they going to do that lighthouse? That's so far away.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
are they going to do it like the drum?
Yeah.
and the horn.
It's gonna be like
in
light,
Yeah.
light the
Minnesota?
light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so far away.
It's right behind this stadium.
Right, but then he has to, like, whoever does it has to, like, go down and around.
It's also
sure they-
lo-
I'm sure they
that's
have an
loser
elevator.
franchise stuff, like gimmicks like that. You guys are just turning into the rest of the league.
What,
Max,
this-
what do you guys do before the game?
I mean, that wasn't that was a Sixers thing.
Yeah, Sixers are a loser
Ring.
franchise. They do.
Correct.
They
Yeah.
ring the bell, right?
Yeah, Sixers ring the bell.
I like
which-
ringing the bell. I like the lighthouse thing. I think it's very cool. I think the jumbotron is really cool. I think the lighthouse is very cool.
Wait, they unveiled a new jumbotron?
Yeah, so they got a huge jumbotron. They used to have a lighthouse like on the side of the stadium, but they got a huge jumbotron that was going to block the old lighthouse. So they unveiled the new jumbotron and then built a lighthouse so that goes over it.
It's really we're dead set on this lighthouse, huh?
This is what happens when
Well,
you
no,
guys,
it's like we're going to put this huge jumbotron here for the fans. Robert Kraft cares about the fans, wants to have a huge jumbotron, but by doing that, they're going to block the old lighthouse.
Do you-
So
Now-
they compromised and just made a sick, cool
Can I-
lighthouse. So you have both.
Can I ask a question, Hank?
Sure.
Do
Big
you
cat.
do you think this has? do you think maybe that this is you're starting to realize what happens when you're not like spending your time planning parades and banner raisings? You're like, let's build a lighthouse.
You know a lot of details
That's
about this
what I was
lighthouse.
saying.
Well, no, it was
Like that does feel like if you guys had been continued to raise banners, the lighthouse wouldn't be top.
they
of the
had a
list.
lighthouse before when they were winning championships.
So
Robert
why'd they get rid
Kraft-
of that lighthouse?
Because he built a huge jumbotron.
Jumbotron.
You can't get rid of the winning lighthouse.
So
though.
get rid of the jumbotron and bring back the old lighthouse.
But the jumbotron is for the fans. Robert Kraft cares about the fans.
Yeah,
But
I think the fans would like
yeah.
to win.
the Super Bowls.
That's going to happen too.
We're gonna
With this
have a jumbotron, a new lighthouse, and we're gonna win Super
With
Bowls?
Mac Jones?
So yeah, if we want to get into the game, it was pouring rain, super wet, super sloppy to start the game. So the pick six that happened, I don't really like that. That's just a chalk it up to the weather.
Got it.
Even though weather's not real, in this situation, the rain was wet. It was a sloppy pass.
It was
Rain
extra
was
wet rain.
wet, yeah.
No, but it was like there's like drizzle and then there's like
Bill Belichick did look like the wettest dog in the world.
yeah, no, it was pouring. It was absolutely pouring. So there was a pick six. So that was chalk that one up to the rain.
But when the
Okay.
Eagles had the ball, it
Yeah,
was
it only
not
rained
raining.
when the Pats had the ball.
Yeah. What about Ezekiel Elliott?
Ezekiel, it was rut. He fumbled. He played a pretty good game other than that. The Pats, once it stopped raining in the second quarter, had a good comeback. Hunter Henry, great game.
Mac Jones?
Mac Jones played really well.
He did.
He played really well. They mounted a good comeback. Fourth quarter, though, the one drive that drove me nuts in real time, and then it came back to bite them in the ass. It was fourth quarter. I think it was like 13 minutes left. They were inside the Eagles' 20. 4th and 3, they went for it instead of kicking a field goal. It was 22-17 or 22-14. They could have made it 22-17. Decided to go for it. Not sure why. There was plenty of time left in the game. I don't know what the decision was. Decided to go for it, didn't get it, turned the ball over, and then they were chasing. They scored a touchdown, needed to convert the 2-point conversion, didn't, and then they were down 5 instead of down 3. So at the end of the game, they had to score a touchdown instead of a field goal. So that decision is kind of the one that
And the rain.
well, the rain was the beginning of the game.
Right.
After the rain stopped, they were down 16-0 or whatever, but they came back from that. They
Yeah.
came back from the rain. They basically were playing. They started the game minus 16.
Right.
And
Because
they
of the rain.
and they should have won. Mac Jones didn't play like the best football. He even said so after the game. He said he let the defense down. He is the reason that they didn't win. It was tough on Tom Brady night because that's a game, obviously, you're used to watching Tom Brady your whole life, greatest quarterback of all time. He wins those games, no problem. The Eagles gave him 2 chances to score and win. Jalen Hurts, fumble. Nick Sirianni went for it on 4th down for no reason.
That
They
was
could have
weird.
punted the ball.
Crazy.
The Pats
very
would have had like less than a minute inside their own 20 probably, and he decided to go for it on 4th down. Gave him back the ball, at the 50 or whatever. Still couldn't score. So it was frustrating. It was kind of the ultimate, like, the Tom Brady era's over. This is the kind of mediocre Mac, Pats, era that we're in now. So it was frustrating.
You're calling him mediocre Mac?
He was mediocre Mac in the fourth quarter today.
Mediocre Mac. That hurts.
So you're just realizing that now Tom Brady is not your quarterback.
Yeah, but Tom Brady put the jersey on. He did the
Max was like, what a loser for him wearing his own jersey.
Yeah.
And he's like,
That is a
who
loser move.
wears his own jersey? And Nick, who helps out with Boomers, Nick is the best. Everyone knows Nick. Was like, every football player ever who plays in
in the game.
Okay. So you're mad that he
Yes.
put on the jersey.
No, it was just a loser move, and he knew it was a loser move. That the team made him do it for that TV hit, and then he took it off immediately. He couldn't have gotten that jersey off fast enough because he knows it was a loser move.
The funniest part was he was doing the TV hit wearing the Tom Brady jersey, and then Hank looked down. He was like, "Oh my God, we're wearing the same shirt. That's awesome."
We were.
You were like a kid being like, "Oh, my hero, just like me."
So Max, from the winner's perspective,
But
you
we
needed
almost
this
beat
game.
the Super Bowl runners-up.
That's so Philly. You're more Philly than Max.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, as bad as it was, I still think this team is gonna, win some games that people expect them to lose.
I actually weirdly thought the Patriots like came out of that, like their defense is good, and the Eagles looked rustier.
Yeah, for sure.
Coaching.
But that's also like,
Whoa. He just gave you a grade.
even more so, like the coaching in the first half when they went up 16-0, they were just
Because of the rain.
so defensive and like playing not to lose, and everything was a dump down 2-yard pass. That was like more frustrating than even the fourth down was super frustrating in real time. But I mean, we talk about it all the time. None of the starters played in preseason. We say it like week one, you can't overreact in week one, and you won the game. So like you can't really be that upset, and you just kind of have to look at it as a win and be like, all right, we're on to the next game. This is getting your
Thursday
rust
night.
off.
You're 1-0.
You're
Yeah,
1-0.
you're 1-0.
What
Welcome
about
to the top of the NFC East, Max?
what about when Hank assaulted you?
I forgot all about
Hank
this.
slapped Max.
Physical assault. That's assault. And that shouldn't be allowed on any of these. That was assault. I was dabbing him up.
I mean, my wrist is killing me right now from that.
And Hank is your boss.
He is. I could easily sue.
HR. We don't have HR anymore.
But there's court, there's law.
Why did he slap you again?
There is court and law. Yeah. Why?
What'd you
did he
do?
slap?
What'd you do?
I was dapping him up.
The Patriots scored a touchdown, so Hank thought that I should be slapped.
Yeah, we had an all-time Hank just roller coaster where you didn't even know he was in the room for the first quarter. Had his sweatshirt on, could barely see his eyes, and then when the Patriots started coming back, he ripped it off, started yelling at everyone, slapping people.
Hank kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, it's kind of fucked up that this game ended the way that it did with two chances for the Patriots to go down the field and win the game in a last-minute drive. And then you have the one guy that you would trust to do that above anybody else sitting there watching. And all the Patriots fans could think about was, fuck, I really wish Tom Brady was out on the field right now.
Oh, if you had the option of like Tom Brady puts the pad on right now, no warm up, I would have taken that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Easy.
imagine.
Yeah, you were screaming even like, not on Tom night.
Come on, one stop. Come on, Mac, one time. 4th and 11. Do it for Tom.
Yeah.
Say, do it
You
for
were
Tom.
saying, do it for Tom. Yeah. Imagine being Mac Jones right now and or during the fourth quarter, and you know that everybody in the stands is looking up into Mr. Kraft's box and like, hey,
Was Jimmy
that's
Butler
the
in
guy.
there?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler was actually there.
Okay.
Honestly, in Mac's defense, he threw the right ball. Like, that was the right
Yeah,
throw.
just didn't get his toes down.
I mean, the receiver's got to get his feet in bounds there.
I'd like to put Jake on the pip alongside Memes because Jake, Devontae Smith had a baby yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
He had
on
a
me.
he had a baby yesterday.
He scored?
He scored a touchdown,
Oh.
and he did the baby celebration.
Oh.
And then after the game, AJ Brown was like, football is great, but nothing compares to having a baby.
I was said it when he was doing that. I was like, did he just have a
Yeah, he had
baby?
one yesterday, and we didn't know.
Damn it.
My fault.
Damn it. Trey Turner did hit a home
Yeah,
run.
I got you guys on that
Every
one.
game he hits one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how you feel, Hank, knowing that Max bested you today? You lost to Max.
I lost to Max.
You usually beat him, but you lost to him.
Mac cost me Max. It is what it is. It sucked. It would have been great. I would have been, gleeful, joyful. Would have been thinking about
You would have talked.
playoffs, AFC Championship, Super Bowl potentially.
Now you're not thinking soupy?
It just sucks. We've talked about it a million times, but when you have a caliber player like Tom Brady and you're in these situations, you never feel like you're out of a game. And when you have a chance in the fourth quarter, one possession game, you know you're going to win. And the Eagles were giving that game away. And it was like, this is a game that we should win. The fumble, the fourth down, like they gift wrapped us the game and we couldn't convert. And that's something I'm not used to. It's something I'm still getting used to, but it sucks. It sucks.
You know the Patriots' next game?
Who are they playing?
Sunday Night Football. Dolphins. Whose line is it anyway?
Whose line is it anyway? Where's the game?
The game is in New England.
I'm going to say Dolphins minus
4.5.
2.5.
I'm gonna say Patriots -1.
Dolphins -2.
Ooh, okay.
Spoiler season.
Spoiler
So
season.
how do you feel
keeps
going into
going.
that game? Yeah.
I feel like everyone thinks the Dolphins are going to win when the Patriots have to spoil them.
Yeah. Well, let's hope for no rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rain would fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we gotta schedule that next week too.
Also,
Tape
Mac
some of
Jones,
the show
another bad
before that.
tackling performance.
Oh
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah.
It's kind of his game.
Yeah. I mean,
He didn't get stiff armed this
he
time.
probably shouldn't be tackling because he shouldn't throw the picks.
Well, yeah, if you're Mac Jones, you probably should learn how to tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe give him an angle, force him out of bounds.
Yeah. But
just kind
also don't throw the pick.
Well, sometimes
It hit the receiver in the hands. If you can touch it, you can catch it.
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
your teammate throws the pick when he's trying to pass the ball back to you.
That's true. That is true. Not the best tackler.
But Mac Jones played well. But he, admitted it himself. He let the team, the region, Tom Brady down in the fourth quarter.
And you lost to Max.
And I lost to Max.
I needed that one.
All right, last game. And then we'll do who's back and get out of here. Cowboys absolutely shellacked the Giants 40-0.
Yeah,
about
but
wet.
Big Cat, it was wet tonight.
It was wet. Daniel Jones got absolutely manhandled. This game sucked.
Some fun stats here. They had 7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, 1 blocked field goal for a touchdown, 1 pick six, and a complete shutout.
It was crazy. I mean, Dak Prescott, the Cowboys won 40-0, and Dak Prescott had 143 yards passing, no touchdowns. That's a pretty good defensive performance for the Cowboys.
Probably as bad as you want to start your season if you're the Giants. Do you think the Giants are as down as you are right now?
Yeah, because they just paid Daniel Jones a shitload of money, and
Yeah.
it's very similar to kind of the Vikings, where it's like you won a bunch of games last year by the skin of your teeth. Will this year be different? They also sneaky just don't beat the Cowboys. I think
Ever.
it's something like 13-1 in the last.
We talked about it in Nerd Nuggets.
Yeah, we talked about Nerd Nuggets. So
Yeah.
the Giants looked as bad could be. That was a hilarious. Who does the NBC sideline now? Obviously,
Jack
Melissa
Collinsworth?
Stark, I believe.
Melissa Stark. Savage move by her in the interview with Dak Prescott before the game. She was like, "So last year you led the league in interceptions. How's it going to be different this year?" He was just like,
What did he say?
He was just like, "We're just focused on winning."
See, I do love a good Dak interception, though.
Yeah,
It's so
I
satisfying.
know we got robbed of it tonight.
It sucks.
I also feel, I'm not like a huge Jerry Jones fan, but good for him because I think Jerry Jones is about to die.
What's that?
Did you see the hologram that he made?
Oh, yeah,
of
the
himself?
hologram is awesome.
You don't make so there's in AT&T Stadium, Jerry Jones unveiled a hologram Jerry Jones that's interactive where fans can ask him questions and he will answer different answers like based on just whatever. It's AI, hologram. You don't make that unless you're about to die.
I disagree. I think you make that after you die. Jerry Jones might already be dead.
He might be dead.
Because think about the holograms that you know.
Yeah.
Tupac,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
I wonder though how much of those there's got to be a list of questions that are allowed to be asked.
No.
And some that can't.
No, we need to go interview AI Jerry Jones
Yeah. Where's the best place to come?
in a man's shoe.
In a man's shoe. Hey, Jerry, how's high school in Arkansas?
It was great for me.
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time outside, directly outside.
That's definitely like a about to die guy move.
I think he might be dead already. I think that the Jerry Jones that we see now is a hologram Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
You know, a live person does not make a hologram of themselves.
The video of them unveiling it was so weird and so creepy.
I need to talk to it.
Just
I
a
want
bunch
to spend time.
Yeah, a bunch of people sitting there like smiling. Oh, we get to talk to Jerry Jones.
There should also be an AI hologram drunk Jerry Jones.
That would
Going
be
off
great.
like 6 shots of Johnny Walker Blue. That's the Jerry Jones I want to talk to.
Yes.
Not some sober robot.
I would definitely imagine that when he does die, he will have it in place that like there'll be a hologram of him in his box. So they'll show him on TV forever.
I actually think that when the plan for Jerry Jones is when he dies, the Cowboys will continue to be run by the AI version
Of
of
Jerry
Jerry,
Jones,
Jones.
yes.
He's not going to pass that down to his sons.
No.
Or the guy that cleans his glasses.
Yeah.
Jerry's going to be running that team for forever from beyond the grave. It's going to be an algorithm.
Yes.
That's just like, okay, draft the fastest player from Arkansas.
Yeah. Do we have 4 wide receivers? Get another.
Yeah, I need another.
Yeah.
Need some guy to run that field, snatch that pigskin.
Yeah. But yeah, the Cowboys absolutely
Give Dak $40 more million.
they demolished the Giants.
Yeah.
That was a demolition.
It was a butt whooping.
It was an ass kicking. All right.
But Spin Zone, is it such a bad ass kicking that the Giants can just be like, burn the tape?
Burn the tape.
Yeah, it was wet.
I don't know. That was pretty tough.
If it wasn't as wet tonight, you never know what would have happened.
That's a game. If you're the Giants, you need to lose by like 7 to feel good.
Yeah.
You can lose it and still feel good. Not 40-0. Okay. Let's finish up. We got Who's Back of the Week. It is brought to you by our friends at DirecTV. Our overly direct take presented by DirecTV. DirecTV is the ultimate destination for pro football. It's where fans can get their football fix this season. Whether you're watching games live on TV or a streaming app, DirecTV has you covered. You can get DirecTV without a satellite. Get a $400 reward card with a 24-month DirecTV package and receipt of 23-24 NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube. Offer not endorsed or associated. Details at directtv.com. Go to directtv.com right now and check them out. So $400 reward card with a 24-month DirecTV package and receipt a 23-24 NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube. We were watching it all day. It was awesome. It was great. We had all the games up on YouTube. So offer not endorsed or associated. Details at directtv.com. Go check them out today. You can get DirecTV without a satellite. You get all the games with DirecTV on YouTube. Okay. Who's back of the week? Hank.
My Who's Back of the Week is the Joker.
Wait, you can't do that.
My Who's Back of the Week is Coco Gauff.
That was mine.
American.
She related to Jared?
She's not related to Jared.
Different spelling.
Different
Okay.
spelling.
G-A-U-F-F.
Yeah.
Gauff. Champion of the Women's U.S. Open.
Sabalenka, I loved her move after she lost.
What was
she
it?
just very casually walked into the tunnel, set her second place trophy down, took her racket out of her bag, and just demolished
That's
it.
awesome.
It was
Because-
no one was around too.
Because I love when they give the second place trophy in tennis, and it's usually just a tray that
It's a plate,
It's a
yeah.
plate that's designed to have cocaine done off.
Correct.
It.
They also
And they
give,
just have to sit there and just stand, and then they make them give a speech and do like stand up.
Yeah.
Do like 10 minutes of stand up. They're supposed to be like gracious, eloquent, and funny,
Mm-hmm.
and have some jokes off the top of their head after they just lost. That's one of my favorite traditions in sports, but I respect the fact that she was like, fuck this trophy.
Yeah.
they also give a gift to the chair umpire and recognize
Oh,
that.
you love that.
No, that's
Yeah,
weird.
You do.
That's
You
weird.
fucking love that.
That's over the top.
You love that.
No.
I had this thought when I was watching this weekend, and it's like the ultimate, I guess you don't know what you got till it's gone, or like you just, I never really crossed my mind about going to the U.S. Open. And I was watching this weekend, I was like, that looks kind of fun. Like, it'd be cool to
That's
go to
awesome.
the U.S.
Fuck
Open.
that, dude. Tennis is so boring.
I would like to
But the
be.
U.S. Open looks fun, kind of
Yeah.
like the Masters or like a one of these
Tennis
once
tennis
a year
boring.
tournaments.
I would love to be just.
They had
Like,
they were showing Leo and like all these people. It was
It'd be
like,
cool
oh,
to be
this looks cool.
teleported into the U.S. Open, but to have to actually get out there would suck.
And also to watch tennis sucks. I'll just do my who's back real quick because we're talking tennis. The Joker, 24. And counting, 24.
And did you see this league in Friday's
Yeah, he
semifinals
fucking
against
hung
Ben
the phone
Shelton?
on Ben Shelton. Yeah. Joker's the best. He's the GOAT. I root for winners. I am a winner. I root for winners. Joker, the man.
Yeah.
Your little fucking boy toy, Roger Federer, He's
you love him. You got a picture with him.
no that
You asked for a picture with him.
yeah, and I said, hey, hold this umbrella because you're a bitch. Joker's got you, bitch.
You would never say that to Roger's
I
face.
whispered it right to his face.
Yeah.
It was actually not. It wasn't Roger Federer. It was the Wonton Don.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, are you serious? It wasn't actually Roger Federer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your little boy toy, Roger Federer, he's sitting there watching Joker just ring it up, 24 and counting. How many more is that than everyone else?
I don't know, but he's got
You
more.
do know.
I got to look it up. He's like
22, I think, is
one
what
or two
Roger's
more.
got.
Yeah.
He's the man, the best. Did he go straight sweep?
Straight sets.
Was it against an American?
No.
So we didn't even
Medvedev.
make it to the finals?
Medvedev, whose country is not recognized.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
Russia.
Country not recognized?
Yeah, no, they black it out.
Yeah.
on the screen.
They should have the flag, but they pixelate it like it's Asian porn.
Yeah. No, they do. They kind of do that. They black it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a gray square.
Aaron Nagler just texted me. What a game, huh? Fuck you, dude. I'm sorry. Fuck you, dude. PFT.
My who's back of the week is Taylor Luan. He's
Yeah.
back. He had like a 15-second retirement this morning. We put out a clip on Barstool Sports of Taylor retiring from the NFL.
Yes.
That did not include the part where he said that he's joking and not retired.
Yes.
So Taylor Luan officially back. If you're a GM that listens to this show that maybe got a notification from an Adam Schefter retweet and you think Taylor Luan is not available to be signed, au contraire, he is ready to be signed to be the best 250-pound left tackle in NFL history this year.
Yes.
So bring him back.
Yes.
Just setting the record straight on that one.
Yes.
Also, who's back of the week is Urinals.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the Coctagon?
Saw the Coctagon.
So Penn State, they have porta potties set up outside Happy Valley, right? Or at Happy Valley,
I would have
outside
liked
Beaver
it to be
Stadium.
someone other than Penn State.
Yeah, when you take into account all the bad things that have happened in restrooms, like fitting more guys into the same restroom in Penn State, probably not the best idea.
Unique joke.
Thank you.
Oh, don't get sensitive
Thank you,
now,
Max.
Max.
No, it's all
Anywho, they designed a urinal that it lets 8 dudes take a piss at the same time, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, no, it's
I
efficient.
got to take it for a spin.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a top 10 porta potty.
It looks sick. Jake.
My who's back's the Water Dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your guys' team absolutely demolished the Cannons, and they are going to their second straight PLL championship
How about
game
that?
2 weeks from today.
We had the game on TV,
Yep.
and it was a
Never
fucking.
sweat.
We kicked their ass.
Yeah, it was never a doubt.
We
No.
kicked their fucking ass.
So if we win back-to-back PLL championships, it'd be the first time, to my knowledge,
To your knowledge, sure.
in PLL history.
But the Whip Snakes may have done it
who no one gives a fuck about the
when the league started.
this
is
is
That was the pre-expansion.
yeah, when there were 5 teams in the league.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is like
it's true.
this is like the Red Wings claiming
When
a
they
title
didn't
from,
let
like,
bros from
1909.
Long Island play.
Yeah, it wasn't the best pool of talent back then, Jake.
Yeah.
Who should the MVP should have been for this game?
The goalie.
Yeah, sure.
Dylan Ward.
Yeah, Dylan Ward was awesome.
He's
Yeah,
our
yeah.
MVP. But you have to ask, like, if we do repeat, Big Cat and I might be the best owners in the history of
Facts.
professional lacrosse
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. What, Hank?
We're the Robert Kraft of
Do you have a ring?
lacrosse.
Hank?
Oh, and Hank, yeah.
Do you have a
And Hank,
ring?
too. Hank, should we build a lighthouse for all the Water Dogs fans
Hank,
for
are you
next
trying
season?
to get your first ring? I remember my first ring. It was awesome.
We should build a jumbotron at the Water Dogs home stadium, and then that'll cover up the old lighthouse, and we'll build a bigger lighthouse.
Yeah, we got
for
to
them.
build a lighthouse, then the
Then the
Jumbotron, then another lighthouse.
Another lighthouse. Yeah.
But that's not until we're done winning rings.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so they're 48 minutes away.
48
Is
minutes
that how
away
many
from
minutes
where-
are in a lacrosse game?
12-minute quarters.
It's being played in Chicago? Oh,
Philly, Sunday,
Oh.
September 24th.
48 minutes away. That's the lacrosse game time?
12-minute quarters.
Got it.
Wait, so it's the 10th today, and the championship
They
is
get
on
2
the
weeks
20th.
off. It's like Super
like the
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
It's
Yeah, like
Super
Super Bowl.
Bowl, yeah.
You have to have media
Super
week.
Bowl week.
Yeah, got it. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is it being played on?
Yeah, Sunday, September 24th.
What time?
2 p.m. Central. During the witching hour.
We'll have it on.
I'll have it on my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just let us know.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? Don't tell us. And then if a ring just shows up, we'll be like, that was awesome. Good job by us.
Yeah.
Are we gonna send Billy to it?
I think him and Dukes are going again.
That's the ultimate
Dynasty
dog.
It's their
duo,
job now. Yeah. Yeah.
Jake has one more who's back, and that's football guys.
Billy tweeted also during the game. Billy tweeted the early slate has been kind of mid, not gonna lie. And then his next tweet was just him and Dukes hanging out outdoors in a beer garden, getting drunk. I'm sure Billy watched all the
That was
the entire slate.
Yeah, Billy was saying like, oh, who would watch this football?
Yeah.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Trying to wish it into existence. No, we're not
I
doing.
thought we weren't doing it.
Yeah, we aren't. Hank.
Oh yeah, plug God. Football Guy shirts in the Barstool store.
Oh,
New Football
Nice.
Guy
Yes.
shirts. Hank is rocking the navy claw. We can call it skeleton claw.
The claw.
Yeah.
Claw.
I don't know. It looks like a claw.
no,
It's a hand. It's a
Shane made
skeleton
them. They're
hand.
sick.
Yeah.
They're sick. We have hats.
The claw.
There's hats.
I don't-
think
Hats
so.
I don't
aren't
think we
out
have
yet.
new
They're
hats.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go buy them right now. They're awesome, awesome Football Guy shirts. Also, obviously Texas is back, but we talk college football on Wednesday. So we're gonna do a whole college football on Wednesday. We'll talk about the whole weekend. I was in Tuscaloosa. I have some thoughts on that. But yeah, week 1, boys, we did it. We'll get better with time. We always go late for week 1.
Yeah.
We'll start
fun,
doing a
though.
little earlier.
It was fun. It was fun just having just nothing but football on in front of our brains. For
Oh,
7
I'm so
hours
excited
today.
for Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Preview.
Yes.
Jake, go.
Nugget.
Oh, yes. Josh Allen absolutely dominates on Monday Night Football. In his 6 Monday Night Football games, he's thrown 18 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Wow. Okay. Memes. Give us your Monday Night Preview. You're a big Jets fan, Memes.
Pretty nervous, but I think we're gonna win.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Huge.
I'm just going for it.
Confident.
Do you have a nerd nugget for us?
Yeah, no. I was thinking about when Big Cat was talking earlier in the week. He was excited. I'm nervous for the fact of what he's going through right now.
Yeah,
and we're
it's
just
not
gonna go
good.
back to the same old Jets.
Yeah.
But Hank then mentioned Tom Brady, Hall of Fame quarterback. He would take him on the field in that
Winner, though.
winner. Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
also
not-
a winner.
One.
One. Wait, he won.
And
Actually,
Jay
like
Cutler's knee had
historically
to be
disappointing
dismantled.
loser, given his talent.
Jay Cutler had to lose his leg in the NFC Championship game for that to happen.
Aaron Rodgers still a Hall of Famer.
Did you hear Jake's nugget though?
Yeah, who cares? The
Okay.
Jets are gonna be. How this camera get on me? Jets are gonna be just fine.
I think next Sunday we should try to get the Boomers done early, and maybe we'll tape the whole show during the Patriots game.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun, right?
That'd be
Hank?
great.
Sure.
Yeah,
And who are they playing again?
the Dolphins.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
That
So,
would be-
that's Jake's team.
It is.
yeah.
So you have Jake and Hank going up against each other.
Let's do it.
That would be great. You want to do that?
Good for the program.
People would like it. Oh, don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? The Patriots look bad and you just don't talk?
Probably.
All right, week 1 in the books. Good job, boys. Good job. Numbers.
3.
Memes, you ever gotten this?
18.
14.
42.
Shane,
20. Shane has 10.
93. 93.
Love you guys.
Bears are never going to beat the Packers.